You see, I got on my. You see, I got on my Gilligan Island shirt.
I'm done. I ain't on no Gilligan Island. It's Wakanda over here all day. I figured it was time.
You see, I got on my. You see, I got on my Gilligan Island shirt.
I'm done. So, please don't be offended.
Of course it is. Nobody can be. It's all in love.
All in love. Yeah. So, I figured it was time.
You see, I got on my. You see, I got on my Gilligan Island shirt.
I'm done.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Time to set the stage with the lights off. Let the little nigga breathe to the fight's lost. You ain't never like the room with the bright sauce. Hail Mary, they despise what the light brought. Let them roach niggas bleed if they can't see. sa.neter TV, what you can't be. They say that murder on my mind, now they can't breathe. Take a picture of the crew, that's your last peep. Oh, I need me your love, yeah, that's just me. Keep them jumping like some frogs, so they might be leave when the sun sets. And they don't really wanna bleed from the gunplay. And like mine, niggas smoking weed on the one-way street, nigga. Yeah, we see we outside with it. Pull up to debates like we might be with it on God. Side these niggas like bullshit and they fraud. Let me chop them down with the sword. Walk them down like they live bars. This the toughest you gon' be in, we too hard. And you don't really want that smoke, my G. sa.neter TV, this the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Keep that off your lip before you get flipped. We got sauces over here, we don't just spit. Too many bosses over here, y'all just legit. Put them niggas in the game, let them get real. Don't even step unless you come in with that scholarship. That economic tip, gotta make a dollar flip. And I might be next, I don't give a damn, a truth rolling with me, so I'm feeling like the son of man. Too many gon' hate, gotta make a stand. I'm just trying to duck the lake, you don't understand. Read them when I greet them, that's my best plan. Head first shit, I'm just saying. Nigga meet me in LA, oh you just playing. Too many be fake, what the bass saying. So I tell them they don't want no smoke before they end up in the newspaper next day. Smoke, this the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. The toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. And this is it right here. The toughest you gon' ever be in. You wasn't conscious before us. Y'all niggas was asleep. We woke the sleeping giant. We did it. sa.neter TV.
Peace and Pan-Africanisms to Brother Herman Smalls in the toughest environment you can be in.
Oh, you didn't know? This environment tough. 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 Policy scholarship. This is the knowledge you can't get in colleges. If you read from the Bible, obey the commandment and know who your mother and father is. Tune in to sa.neter, cause he the protector of the gods. I'm talking about Dr. Benjamin, Yusuf, Yacanan, and John. We got the scale of my art. If he light as a feather, let's go and weigh his heart. I am the shrine of Ptah. If you say I am, better recognize a god. All I see is pseudos and frauds. Kudos to my dogs. Judo for you frogs. I think it's time to hop off the environment. Oh, you didn't know? This environment tough. Oh, you didn't know? This environment tough. Oh, you didn't know? This environment tough. Oh, you didn't know? This environment tough.
Will survive, comedic knowledge on the rise, raising consciousness divine, to the truth we subscribe. Jabari leading the way, Shaka almost don't play, sa.neter to open the gates, and up and banging the day. It's a family for the culture, rebuking all you vultures, tough environment full of soldiers, unlock your mind, they'll expose you. HOK is the squad, debating the truth is a nod, watch where you step in the pod, or they'll tear you apart.
Oh, you didn't know? This environment tough. 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 Environment tough. Environment tough. Environment tough.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Jambo. Ashe. All the greetings of love and light to the darkest minds of the light. We got people out here calling themselves the lightest minds of the dark. You never spoke more truth when you said that. And we're going to figure out who are these people. Well, they're the people over there on Pseudo-Killigan's Island. You are the lightest minds of, and you're in the dark. You're light work, but you are going to get this work today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please hit the like, please share, and please subscribe. Now, you will notice that just like people are called pseudos, all I'm saying is Pseudo-Killigan's Island. I'm not talking about anybody's looks. I won't be talking about anybody's weight. I won't be talking about anybody's relationships. Watch me, but I will be going in on somebody's intelligence level because we have pseudo killers. I'm fire right out the box. We have pseudo killers that have been on this internet way too long, pretending. Now that's the real pseudo, pretending to be smart. All of them they say it themselves. They're not scientists. You're damn right you're not. And you're also not scientifically qualified. You're not scientifically ready. And you're not literate when it comes to reading scientific papers. Riddle me this. How is the professor, aka Cedric of Pseudo-Killigan's Island, trying to ask for, let me see the sources, let me see the research, when they can't even read a basic paper that's scientific, just basic science? They can't even read the paper. Now, granted, I get it. Everybody stumbles over words, but everybody isn't on the internet trying to tell everybody that they're dumb. Check. See, everybody stumbles over words when they're reading. But how do you have the audacity to say, can you guys keep up with this information when you don't even know what you're reading? You don't even know the words. You don't know what they mean. You can't even pronounce them. And we see your intelligence level because you don't even try to go find out how to pronounce the word. And you don't try to find out what the word means. I read scientific papers all the time. And one thing I do, if I come across something that I don't know the definition of, I push the brakes and I go look up the word and I find out. Why? Because I am literate in science when it comes to reading these scientific papers. That's why a lot of people, when I did my debate with the sister Dulcinea, they were like, oh, she didn't know what she was talking about, because they didn't know. Most people, let me just get this out. Most people are not reading scientific papers. Most people are not doing that, and they're intelligent people out there. Everybody is not trying to read a scientific paper. It's tedious. It's not easy. You get it? But what we're doing, I want everybody to focus. I don't want to hear anybody in there talking about, well, you mess up. No, I'm not sitting on the internet for years and years telling everybody they're dumber than me, like they do over there on the island, right? Everybody, we're going to get on the same page. If you're telling everybody that they're stupid and their degrees aren't worth anything, and, oh, you don't know the research, and, oh, we're so much smarter than you, then you better come out that box reading that scientific paper that you're always talking that you want. You better read it perfectly. And if you don't read it perfectly and you can't pronounce a word, you still might get a pass if you at least stop reading and go look up the word, but they don't do that. I want you to listen to these two castaways trying to pronounce parietal, basic. That's a basic word if you're talking about neurology. Parietal, not parietal, not parietally, not parallel. It's parietal. It's an actual lobe in the brain. You showed us that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Then you want to talk about temporal parietal. You didn't know. That is the temporal parietal joint, or junction, I should say. That is the two lobes that come together in a region of the brain. I don't even have to look at this. I am a novice enough that I read these papers. That's why I said they're basic. They couldn't even pronounce the words. They don't even understand. It's, by the way, it's not gyrus, it's gyrus. It's a ridge. It's a ridge in the brain. Like you'll see. We're going to get the definitions. And I want everybody to sit back and laugh. You're going to laugh at these people. We're exposing them for being pseudos who say they know science and they don't. See, when you keep on putting yourself up high, you have a long way to fall. And I want everybody to sit back and watch these people. I'm going to keep dismantling them. I was leaving them alone. They do chat GPT. They Google. They parrot. I'm going to say that 3 times. They parrot, one more time. They parrot, meaning they repeat things that they read off of the internet. They have no intelligence when it comes to true science and being scientific. Because science is about exploring. Science is about trying to figure out things that have not yet been discovered. You are not scientists. What you are people who sit on the internet and you act condescending and you just repeat what you read off the internet. But you get this work today because I told you, as long as you guys kept on staying as a chat GPT repeater and a Google and a Wikipedia repeater, as long as you stayed in your lane, I left you alone. When you start trying to talk to people about philosophical things, now we will get you. We got our piñata sticks ready. We're about to bust you all up. There's going to be coconut water and bananas and pineapples everywhere when we're done. All right. So let me check the chat before I get started with this information. Peace, everybody. Okay. And I love you too. Thank you. Yeah, they're science advocates. To be a science advocate like me and many other people, you would actually be talking about science. And when you see people present things, you wouldn't be making fun of people and trying to make them feel bad about what they're trying to figure out. See, those are people who are unintelligent. Let's look back at the days when, we'll use Galileo, or even we'll go a little bit further down the line in history. We'll use Isaac Newton. All of these people, Booker T. Washington Jr., all of these people are scientists who they embarked on a path where there was nothing laid out for them to refer to. Do you get what I'm saying? That's real science. That's real science. When you sit on the internet and make fun of people who have innovative minds, who ask questions, who see things that at this time we say are phenomenal, like Michio Kaku, Max Planck, who else can I name? All of these, James Tucker. These are scientists who say, why? But why? But why is this? People who sit on the internet and they make fun of people who ask questions and people who go and try to explore the unknown to answer questions that have been asked, those people are ignorant. And this isn't that's not calling anybody's name. That's just how it is. You know, when we were growing up, like, stop acting ignorant. You're being ignorant, but we're going to play today. You want to play? So we're going to play. Yeah, they're wrong about a lot of things, my friend. Oh, Common Side FX Best. They are wrong about almost everything, but I let them live because when they're not, like all those ridiculous series that Cedric's doing, they are just so basic. It's like you want to say, duh. Like when they're like, oh, we found out that, which I'm going to show you the information. We found out that you can use electrostimulation in a region of the brain, and it's going to cause people to hallucinate. You think? Duh. We found out that if you use if somebody uses takes a dose of DMT, they're going to have some type of hallucination and a spiritual experience. Duh. You are the lightest, meaning not heavy. You're the lightest minds in the dark, but we are the darkest minds of the light. See, we're the darkest because our minds are profound. You don't know what that word means, right? Right, castaways? We're deep. The deeper you go, the darker it gets. Didn't you guys do a Google search on the abyssal zones of the ocean? Y'all know that, right? Oh, you didn't do that yet. Okay. Well, the deeper you go in the ocean, the darker it gets, the colder it gets. And we cold today. We're going to be ice cold. So without further ado, let's get to this clown. Let me stop. See, I said, let's get to this hilarious show, this comedy. I didn't say it. I almost did. Let's get to this because I got to make sure there's somebody over there who wants to get dirty and turn it into a garbage fest. They want to throw mud. See, even while I'm being rough right now and tough in the toughest environment, I'm not talking about anybody. I'm not messing with playing with anybody's pictures. Okay? Let's see if you can do what I do. You still didn't talk to us about why Max Planck said that matter is a derivative of consciousness. Check. You haven't said anything about why there is an actual department of perceptual studies that studies OBEs, out-of-body experiences, NDEs, near-death experiences, parapsychology, reincarnation. There's an actual department of study in the University of Virginia. You didn't talk to us about that. You know why? Because you're somewhere cramming. Oh, I got to find something. Oh, something has to be wrong here. No, baby, it's legitimate. It's real science. Real scientists are working on that, and we'll get to that. But first, let's get to this comedy. I wish I had a laugh track. I want y'all to hear them having the audacity to read this paper saying that they need proof. We need to see proof. How are we going to give you proof when you can't even read the papers? How? And she's going to ask the audience, are you guys going to be able to keep up? You can't keep up. You didn't know nan, as my grandma said, you didn't know nan word that you was reading off that paper. Not nan, because you actually, they say a pseudo always dies with their own source. No, a pseudo-Killigan castaway. A pseudo-Killigan's Island castaway always dies on their own source. Because the paper you're reading, duh, they're doing research with electrical stimulation in the brain. That's what we know scientifically. There's empirical, get it? Empirical data telling us, at least we know that we could start with the brain. Duh. But we're going beyond the brain, the bigger scientists, the ones who say, are there multiple universes, Michio Kaku? Dr. Tucker at the university, the director of the Department of Perceptual Studies, Dr. Tucker says, there's this phenomenal occurrence of children coming when they're under age 5, and they're coming to us and they're telling us detailed, specific information. I was a Jewish lady that lived in Kurdistan, and I had a neighbor who was a Greek fisherman, and then they go and research it, and they find out that is actual valid information. That's actual valid information. These are scientists studying this, while we have a bunch of people who admit, and by the way, that's called vertical information, vertical perception. When people can say, I was here, and you know that they've never been there, you can verify it, then that is empirical evidence. But I digress. We have people on the internet who admit that they don't know a damn, that they're not scientists. They don't say they don't know anything. They call themselves advocates of science. No, you are parrots of Google and things that you look up. You're not advocates of science, and you're mad that we are over here taking our minds to another level. You're mad. So what you want to do, for years you've been disrespectful, you've been condescending, you've been talking about trash about people. This woman, Doc Too Sweet, got on the internet minding her own business. She said she has a bachelor's, she was doing fine. You did nothing besides harass her, make fun. Oh, she works at Bank of America. Oh, I heard her degree is just from Liberty University. I don't think her credits are even transferable. You're nasty. But we're going to clean you up right now, because we're going to make some fun of you. But see, we're making fun where you deserve to be made fun of. Let's take a look at them trying to pronounce and try to just read this paper. Okay, hit the like button and get ready. Now, this is they got hurt last night, because I came out and showed them something, busted their piñata wide open. And so, of course, the nastiest one of all, the meanest one, said, we're going to get on here and make, I think it's hilarious that you're calling us Muppets, because we'll be Muppets. We'll be Muppets over here busting your piñata and making you look foolish. But what you shouldn't be doing is playing with people's pictures. But baby, I kiss you to the sky. While you play with my pictures, I'm going to show people that you can't read scientific papers that you say you can read. Okay? Because people been playing with my pictures. But I bet you can't get on the internet and laugh at me trying to read something and pretend that I know it, when everybody will see that you don't. And you say you guys are the scientific the hub of YouTube. No, baby, the HOK is all day long. We're on another level. Okay? We're not light work. We're the right work. We're the deep ones. We're heavy. We're tough. You said you're the lightest minds. That's what you said. We're the lightest minds of the dark. I think she even says this right here. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Lightest minds of the dark. Okay, you want to play? We can play. And you
little song.
Yeah. I mean,
again, Snoop Killer's like Candyman, call her name twice. Here we go.
Don't make us laugh.
I do.
Don't make us laugh.
all in love.
Don't make us laugh.
Jason.
Ain't nobody worried about the pseudo killers besides.
For real, pseudo army. We family. We family for real. That's where we got our beast from. So I'm going to preface by saying, first of all, no disrespect to anyone.
Oh, that sounds great. No disrespect. We got you. We're just going to have to show that you can't read scientific papers. You can't even pronounce parietal. You're not qualified. Next.
It's all in love. So please don't be offended.
Of course it is. Nobody can be. It's all in love.
All in love. Yeah. So I figured it was time.
You see, I got on my Gilligan Island shirt.
See, Cedric doesn't mind. If you hear him say he's got in his Gilligan Island shirt, Cedric's never had a problem with that. It's always some bitter ass person coming in trying to just stick to the information. I call Cedric The reason I start saying pseudo Killigan's Island is because they've been calling people pseudos, messing with people's pictures, putting people in the pseudo killers, the pseudo of the year award. I laugh at it. It's funny. But how are you going to get your feelings hurt when you've been calling people names and talking about people for years? And then when we call you pseudo Killigan, which I got that for Cedric because he's on the island, he works in a lab, and I was calling him pseudo Killigan's professor. He was fine with it. He would laugh, but she has to put a battery in his back like, no, this is disrespectful, so we got to bang back. Okay, well, we're going to stick with just looking at the information if you don't mind. But watch Cedric. He said he has on his pseudo. He has on his pseudo Killigan's Island shirt. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'm done. I ain't on the Gilligan Island. It's Wakanda over here all day.
No, it's not Wakanda because they can read scientific papers in Wakanda. Okay?
And like they be saying, they're the darkest minds of the light. Well,
okay, I want you to hear her. It's not from me. Listen to what she says. She says they're the darkest minds of the light. She's going to say we're the lightest minds of the dark. Oh my God, Freudian slip much? You are 100% right. You're light work. You're on the surface. You can't get deep. And you are definitely in the dark forever. Let's listen to what she says.
Well, we're going to be the lightest minds of the dark.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so let's get to these lightest minds. And you will see it's going to show that they're light. Their minds are very light. Because damn, I get it. You might not know all the words. You don't know what those words mean. I bet my life that you went and looked them up now. You're looking them up now. But I bet my life that you don't know what those words mean. You know why? Because you don't know how to pronounce them. I'm saying you didn't know what. I bet my life that you, at the time you're reading this, you did not know what those words meant. How are you reading a paper trying to talk about your scientific, telling us that you need the information and you can't even read the words and you're not even stopping to go find out what the word means. You're not even trying to sound the word out because you are a pseudo light mind lost on pseudo Killigan's Island in the dark. Remember, I'm not talking about anybody's looks. I'm not talking about anybody calling anybody out of their name. I'll call Cedric professor, but I said this on my last stream. She doesn't want to be called pseudo Killigan's Island. Okay, then you're not pseudo Killigan's Island, but Cedric is on pseudo Killigan's Island. So I have to keep on using this disclaimer. She's too sensitive, even though all she does is sit on the internet for years talking about everybody, being rude. But it's all good. She's been taught my name has been in her mouth 100 times. She thinks I don't know. I let it go. She was talking about me the other day, saying the pod. Hey, guess what? Boom, boom. Kisses to you as a sister. No HOMO. But you're going to get this work right now. We're going to see that you can't read. And so whenever they ask you for a paper, anybody who's being told by them, let me see the work, say, wow, y'all can't read it anyway. Why would I bring you anything scientific? You can't even read. And when I say you can't read, I'm not making fun of them not being able to read. I'm making fun of them as people who always attack people, talking about people's degrees, talking about how people aren't scientists, but they can't even read simple words like parietal lobe. Both of them, not just her. Let's listen. Let's listen to them. Okay, so she's going to go over the paper and have the audacity to talk about this is a fire. Actually, this paper kills you. And I'm going to show you later why. But let's listen to this.
In the same, come find out the reality, come find out the truth.
Fair use. And I already talked to sa.neter. He already talked to his friend, the skipper, the head of the pseudo killers, Ankh. It's all good. Ankh said he's fine with all this. Before I did this, I had to check with the skipper of the island. And the skipper said it's okay. So, yeah, fair use. Don't worry about it. It's all fun, right? Right? Okay, good. Let's listen to these pseudo killers. To be honest, let's really listen and expose these people to show how they do not know what they're talking about. And they're not scientific because they can't even read. They can't even pronounce parietal. They can't even pronounce gyrus. They can't even pronounce a lot of these words in this paper. Let's listen. And it matters because they say they're scientific. They say they're all about science. If you're about science, you would know what these words mean, and you at least try to go find out.
Come watch me put down this work. Take another pseudo out.
But it ain't no love. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, I didn't want to get this guy on here. Let me get him off there.
Was in the chamber lined up. My next series is gonna make them even hard. They're gonna cry even more. Cause we gonna go into that Bible. First episode is faction.
Doesn't that one Castaway though look like they're just a floating head? Honestly, like for me, when I first saw it, I said, "What is that?" It looked like just a floating head, but it's actually
a fiction, fairy tale, or fables. We gonna put something on display for y'all. So that's another 5-part series. The pseudo killers ain't going nowhere. We're going hard in 2025. Pretty soon we're gonna have a full lineup every night, bringing you a whole variety of shows. Be serious about this.
Okay, real quick though, before we do end and before
she thinks she's bringing something. This is hilarious. This is actually this is actually a procedure used in the study of OBEs and NDEs. It's actually research that's helping further the study along. It's laying the groundwork. See, I'm telling you, they're light work. She's right. It's laying the groundwork so we can decide what is a true OBE, ma'am, out-of-body experience, and what is not. Boo-boo, you're not ready. You're not ready.
Before I get the wisdom, give me a brief moment. This is a contribution to Pseudo Killer Official Chilimwe. So I just want to go through this really quick, right? These are also some things that have been brought up out of body experience. So pardon me for the readership. He wanted me to start in the middle. However,
hold on. I'm glad you said this. Ben, I think it's Nasut. Yeah, no, this has nothing to do with Dr. Ma'at. I'm glad you put that comment up. I want to repeat this. This has nothing to do with Dr. Ma'at. Dr. Ma'at doesn't sit over there in Pseudo Killigan's Island and do that. She's doing real work. She may not, I'm sure she aligns with them. They're friends with them. She's one of their, they consult with her on things. So this isn't about Dr. Ma'at. I don't know where Dr. Ma'at is in the whole situation. This is absolutely, I don't even see Dr. Ma'at on Pseudo Killigan's Island. You can be an affiliate of the Castaways, and you can love the Castaways, and you can even be a consultant, a professional consultant, but you're not a castaway. I'm sorry. So yeah, just get that out the way. This has nothing to do with Dr. Ma'at. We're talking about the regular castaways. Y'all know what time it is. So let's get back to her. She thinks she's doing something by presenting this information. It's a hilarious laugh. And I'm going to show you proof on a website where this information is actually used, obviously, in out-of-body experience and near-death experience research. It's just the groundwork. It's like the basic fundamentals of the study. But she doesn't even know what the words mean. When she gets to a particular word, which you will see, she's going to just breeze right through it, and she's not going to know. When she says phenomenological and she breezes through that word, she doesn't get it. You just killed yourself. She's going to say some things, but anyway, I know I'm dragging it out. Let's listen to her. I'm going to pause it and we're going to help her with these words. Listen what she says when she says, can you guys follow? You can't even follow because you're a light mind and you're in the dark.
Is it okay to start in the middle? Would y'all get it? Y'all think y'all can comprehend it real quick?
Did you hear that, y'all? The audacity. I told you they remind me of somebody walking around with no pants on, no panties, no drawers, and just a t-shirt on, walking around with no bottoms on, pointing at people saying, you're naked. You're naked. How are you going to ask people, can they comprehend something that you can't comprehend? How? How, Sway? How are you going to ask a group of people just random, so damn condescending, and don't know what the heck you're talking about? How are you going to ask them if they can comprehend it when you can't even comprehend it? You don't even know how to pronounce the words, and you don't even try. You don't even know what the words mean. So again, how are you going to ask us for information and say you need scientific proof and papers when you need to take the paper and run it through chat GPT so it can tell you what it means? Check. Let's listen again.
Suffers from complex partial.
First episode is fiction, fairy tale, or fables. We gonna put something on display for y'all. So that's another 5-part series. The pseudo killers ain't going nowhere. We're going hard in 2025. Pretty soon, we're gonna have a full lineup every night, bringing you a whole variety of shows. We're serious about this.
Okay, real quick though, before we do, and before I get to wisdom, give me a brief moment. This is a contribution to pseudo killer official Chilimwe. So I just want to go through this really quick, all right? These are also some things that have been brought up out of body experience. So pardon me for the readership. He wanted me to start in.
Pardon you for the readership. What does that even mean? I thought you were a science advocate. You already telling us you can't read? Can someone else get this and read this then? Because this is a group of people who goes around talking about people's degrees, talking about people's scholarship. Now we got to pardon you that you can't read a scientific paper that you're always telling people that they have to present, a scientific paper that you say you're so much smarter than everybody and you need the proof. Why do we have to pardon you for the readership? No, ma'am, we do not pardon you. Take a step in the back and let somebody who can actually read on an 8th grade or a 12th grade level, let them come up and read it. Oh, you don't have anybody? Of course you don't. See, this is where you should have called Dr. Ma'at and asked her to read this paper for you. But she was somewhere minding her damn business in the mainland. Y'all are on the island cast away.
In the middle, however, is it okay to start in the middle? Would y'all get it? Y'all think y'all can comprehend it real quick? I'll give you.
I got to do it, y'all. I know you're like, come on, Nepal. No, I got to do it. I got to do it after she said that. You know I'm slow with it, but we got to laugh. We have to laugh. She's asking them if they can comprehend it. Yeah. We think we can do it, despite that you can't read the words. We think as long as you have it up there and we can actually see the words, we think we got it. Let's listen.
Overview. It's a 43-year-old woman, and she suffers from complex partial seizures for the last 11 years. Right temporal lobe epilepsy was implicated. I'm gonna give y'all that much, okay? So this woman is not deceased. She's not unalived, all right? However, out-of-body experience was recorded in this instance, and scientists have a very good idea, because you don't speak in absolutes, where that starts right now.
Okay, so you heard her right there. When she says it is a study, it's a study that took place in, I believe, in Canada, and there are other similar studies. It's funny how they don't even read up on shit before they, excuse my language, they don't even read up on stuff before they get up on the internet, because they think everybody is so much, everybody's so uninformed. They think we don't know anything, so they gamble on that. Like, you didn't even properly research this. He passed you this paper and you just say, we got some fire. You just killed yourself with this paper. This is literally the foundation of the studies, the scientific studies on NDEs and OBEs. Now, people might say, oh, no, that's done. No, you don't get it. They're trying to discredit OBEs. They're trying to discredit NDEs. Hear me out. Quantum physics, we're still trying to figure out what the strong force actually is. We're still trying to find out a lot of phenomena, plural. We're trying to figure out a lot of phenomena. We're trying to figure out if there's life on other planets, but there's still mainstream, legitimate science and different types of fields that are researching this information. You hear me? So this particular occurrence, an out-of-body experience and a near-death experience, is definitely 100% no longer pseudoscience. Sorry, Unc. This isn't pseudoscience, my friend. Sorry, Skipper. This isn't pseudoscience. It is now mainstream science. But you want to sit on the internet and act. What's embarrassing about them, especially Cedric, he always lies to the public and says, we figured everything out. He literally tried to sit on sa.neter and pretend that we know what a graviton is. We have no idea, really. Well, we have an idea, but Ankh came in and said, there's a hypothesis. He was actually correct. But Cedric and the pseudo-Killigan's Island as a whole will always try to pretend that they figured something out. You on your little channel have figured out what OBEs and NDEs are. Where's your Nobel Prize? Why aren't you guys somewhere in a few real science publications about consciousness? You guys are actually amazing. You figured it all out. You get what I'm saying? So they're sitting up here using a paper that's actually used in science research of NDEs and OBEs, thinking they're doing something. I told you they don't have on any bottoms, but they want to point at everybody and call us naked. Duh. We know this is the research that's being done, and I will prove it to you by showing you what's going on at the University of Virginia. I'm going to go back onto it because I just need to, this is a slow roast. I need to just break this down. So let's get back to the light minds, the light work.
Hey, Nepal.
Yeah.
Can you take one minute to look at your text? I just texted you something.
Okay.
Hey, I want to let everybody know, man. Y'all should know already that none of them over there is ready for Nepal. This is why Cedric ducks her. This is why Cedric run. And you will never see Juju getting in a debate with Nepal. But see, they quick to say people are pseudos. But when it comes time to getting in the ring, they go to everybody else and go around Nepal because they know better than that.
Uh-oh, I see it. Let me get in here. I need to talk about that. Where's she at? Oh, shoot. Now, y'all know, okay, you know that if somebody, Queen's Throne came in here and gave me my props, they can't fade me. Queen's Throne said, my honest opinion, the lady with the braids is no match to Nepal. Oh, hold on. I got to. You get me all choked up. Let me drop this bomb.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Now, see, that was a laugh for Juju. Oops, I said her name. But thank you. Yes. And you know what, Queen's Throne? I know it's still, I get it. I get it. You're still my arch nemesis, but she came in here and told the truth. Thank you so much. I saw this video earlier and was laughing. We may not be cool, Nepal, but I'm just being honest. Much love, much respect. I got to give love and respect when it's due. Thank you very, very much. So as you see, even my adversaries, the scriptures say when your adversaries agree with you, nobody can mess with you. I'm paraphrasing. So let's get back into this. Sa.neter sent that to me. All right. Thank you. So y'all see what it is. Y'all see what it is. I know I'm still going to see some stuff coming out of me. Don't worry.
Damn, Nepal. I sent you something in secret and you just told everybody.
I know. I No. I
had to show that. On, man.
I had to show that. Come on, Sa.neter. Don't
but you gotta keep your, secret.
All right, honey. Okay,
let's expose the person who's sending you this. Oh, right.
No, because that proves that I'm not over here in an echo chamber. If that doesn't prove,
I don't even know, man.
All right, let's get back to what I was showing you, though. I want to show, and remember, I'm glad Queen's Throne did show up because, see, these people who are on the internet over there and pseudo killers, they try to act like they're above everybody. Oh, we don't do the beef like they do over there in the HOK, and we just do the information. But they're getting a little bit butthurt when I showed the information about the University of Virginia. So let's get back to, let me see. I know you have it, but I still know what time it is. I know you have it. It actually, you know what? It's all love. Believe it or not. It is all love. I get it. And I appreciate your comment. So let's get back to, thank you very much. So I want to get back to showing you how she's reading this paper. Now, remember, saw you doing a reaction video to a reaction video. Exactly. He sure is. Okay. I want to get back to showing you how she reads this paper. Remember, everybody is, we need to present this information to them. They need to review it. They're the, what do they say? We're the ones that you need to get approval from. Ankh even said when Doc Too Sweet came onto Sa.neter's channel, the sister, it has a bachelor's of psychology. She's working on her master's. She talks about, she does science, But he came in trying to make her feel bad, talking about, I needed to see, I needed to approve you. Why do you need to, why does the skipper of Pseudo Killigan's Island need to come in and tell somebody that they are approved when they're trying to do something scientific? Now, if you were doing things, if you put your money where your mouth is and you were matching up, if you were doing things scientifically all the time over there, then maybe we'd say, okay, yeah, but you guys aren't. You're not the litmus on all science. You don't get to determine who does science and who doesn't do science. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to let you listen. Remember, I'm not making fun of her. Well, we are laughing, but I'm not making fun of her reading skills. I am exposing and laughing at her because she sits over there and has the nerve to try to tell people they're not scientific. Oh, they're so beneath them in intelligence. Oh, what, you don't even have a degree. Oh, you don't even have this and that. You're not even smart. So we're going to listen to her reading this paper. And you're also going to hear the professor, Cedric, come in, and his behind can't even pronounce the word either, y'all. Okay, listen.
I think they're trying to figure out the mechanism of why it happens, though. And that was my overview of the article. So if I got that wrong, Chilumboy, let me know. But I'm going to start in the middle. So I hope this is the right middle. That looks like about the end. Yeah, I gave y'all that part. So it talks about the figure, which is the brain that you see, shows the results of stimulation mapping and the electrolode side on the right angular gyrus.
Okay, she already did a lot. Okay, this hurts me more than it hurts you, Juju. Not really. Okay, let me tell you right now, she doesn't even know what she's reading. I'm trying to, let me see if I can blow this up and see if y'all can see the paper. I actually have the paper. She doesn't even know what she's reading. She called it a gyrus. We're going to go. I'm going to stop sharing this right here. I'm going to have to do this a lot. And I want you to see what the word actually means, how the word is pronounced and what it means. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to go just basically to the, remember, this is a slow walk down. We're going to go to the dictionary, which she could have done this, but she doesn't, they don't do that over there. Why would they? Where's the dictionary? Let me get the word. It's gyrus, by the way, but I'm looking up the here it is. Here it is. Okay. So this is another word that she didn't understand this particular word, but let me put gyrus in here in the Webster dictionary. She called it a gyrus because she has no clue of what it is. But they're asking for the papers. I'm going to keep repeating that because they're always saying, show us the proof, show us the word. Why? You can't read it anyway. So let's listen to how the word's pronounced.
Gyrus. Gyrus.
Can you guys see it? Yes. You heard him, right? Gyrus. What is a gyrus? A gyrus is a convoluted ridge between anatomical grooves. That is a ridge, a groove. It's in the brain. That's the part of the anatomy that it is located at, in which they are discussing in context. She calls it
gyrus.
No, she calls it a gyrus. She doesn't know what it means. Now, again, you don't have to be a dictionary brain. If you read something and you don't know what it means, and we know you don't know what it means because you called it a gyrus. If you knew what it meant, you would know how to pronounce it. Stay with me, everybody. And this is relevant because she's a know-it-all. She makes fun of people, and she's getting hers today. You don't know what the word means, but you don't even go look it up. So you're not qualified to be a police officer of the community when it comes to science.
Gyrus.
Gyrus is a convoluted ridge between anatomical grooves. And this, in the context, is about the brain. So let's go back. I'm going to be doing this back and forth a lot because she's going to be messing up a lot of words. So here she is talking about gyrus. Doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. Let's listen. Let me go back a little. Okay. Let me see. All right. Where is it at? There we go.
And the electrolode side on the right angular gyrus.
The electrolode. Oh, let's keep going.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Oh, Lord, let's keep going.
Were stimulated repeatedly and it induced out-of-body experience as well.
Yeah, that's the basic fundamental idea of the research. Let's keep going. You're just proving to us that it's a real scientific field.
Well as a vestibular and complex.
Oh, no. I need you to do the laugh thing again. Vestibular?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Oh, God, y'all. This is a part that really got me. Vestibular. You're talking about the senses and sensory mechanisms in the brain. You're literally pulling out a scientific paper, and the paper is going to ask about consciousness. That's what we're researching. This person who wants to get mad and talk about everybody and talk about people working at Bank of America, you're talking about a scientific paper. We're talking about consciousness and senses, the sensory mechanisms in the brain. And you say vestibular? Vestibular. Oh my God. When I show you the word, y'all, you're going to say, God damn, you're going to say, God damn, this woman is a fake. The word is vestibular. And if you're even a mom, a new mom, let me talk to the mothers. Who's had issues with their children having ear infections? I'm talking, this is light work. She's right. They are the lightest. Anybody, if you're a mom, you know your child has had an ear infection. The vestibular system is in the ear. She up here talking about vestibular. God, you don't even know what oh my God. Oh my God. Who knows when you get an ear infection, you have vertigo. You can't, it's like the room starts to spin. Anybody know about that? Of course. So we're talking about consciousness. Consciousness is about your senses. And that is why the vestibular, not vestibular, boo-boo, takes several seats in the classroom of the HOK. Vestibular? No, baby. It's vestibular. Let me make sure I'm sharing it for everybody. Light work. You know how they like to quick Google? You couldn't quick Google this. You just gonna say vestibular, asking people at the beginning, can y'all comprehend? You can't comprehend, ma'am. You can't. Why are you asking us why are you telling us we're naked? You don't have no drawers, no pants on. Why are you telling us we're naked? You're not wearing any bottoms, ma'am. You don't have any bottoms on. Why are you asking us if we can comprehend? Maintaining balance and spatial orientation. Can I just get a bomb? I don't know if you could, sa.neter, if you're busy. I need to drop a bomb right here. Balance and spatial orientation. Anyone who's ever had an ear infection or ear problems, water in the ear, you're off balance, you have vertigo. Your spatial orientation is part of your consciousness. Pseudo-Killigan's Island. It's part of your consciousness. That's why it's a vestibular system, not vestibular, not gyrus. It's vestibular system. And no, she says that later on in the paper. So I'm not picking. I'm not being, picking at her. She doesn't know the word. She's reading a paper about consciousness. And again, I would give her even a pass, not too much, because she's always talking about people, how stupid they are. I would give her a pass if she would have said, wait a minute, y'all, I do it all the time. I say, I really don't know this word. Let me go look it up. Let me read it and we'll all learn it together. No. She just gonna read over it like she just running people over. The people who get on those carts in the Walmart and they just be driving down the center of the lane while you're shopping. That's her. Excuse me. She doesn't even say excuse me. Vestibular. It's vestibular system. Let's go back. I told you I'm gonna have to be going back and forth. Let's get back to this hilarity, this comedy show. This Lightest Minds show. Oh, I shared the wrong thing. All right, so far, I mean, that would be enough, but there's so much more. There's so much more. Let's keep listening. Vestibular. Can y'all comprehend the audacity?
Legs. Somatosensory response.
No. Not somatosensory. No. Not somatosensory. What is somatosensory, God? A I gotta go back. Somatosensory? Oh my God, I can't. Somatosensory. You just gonna stick with that, right? Somatosensory. I want to see if I can find out where she's reading so I can show you the word, and then I'm gonna go get it. Somatosensory response? Oh, no. Let me get it for you. I'm going to get the word. I will read. Somatosensory. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. Can you see my arrow? Somatosensory? Not somatosensory. You mean somatosensory? Because I think that's what you meant to say. Somatosensory. And we just going to go with that. Nobody's going to stop her. Excuse me. Juju, I think you meant somatosensory. No, I'm in somatosensory. Let's listen to her say that again and get a good laugh. Oh, but you want to see the scientific papers. Why? You can't read them. Why do you want to see them? And don't think it's just her. The professor's going to come in here doing the same thing. Listen, somatosensory?
We're stimulating.
Somatosensory. Again, we're talking about consciousness. Somatosensory, I can't.
Repeatedly, and it induced out-of-body experience, as well as a vestibular and complex somatosensory response.
No, ma'am. No, you are not a science advocate. You have been exposed. Okay? You are the weakest link. You said somatosensory. It's somatosensory. Gosh, I got to go back and forth. You're not qualified. It's just we're exposing them. You're not qualified, ma'am. Somatosensory? And you just gonna go with that. Y'all ain't gonna stop her, right? Let's find out what's if I put somatosensory just for fun. I don't know if you guys can see me. Okay, let's just for I like how ished and giggles. I like how Jabari said it once, but I can't remember. Somatosensory. Let me put in somatosensory just for ished and giggles. Let's see what happens when we put in somatosensory. Whatever that is. That sounds like some kind of illness. Somatosensory, right? Okay. That sounds like toast would be cough. So soma is a sensory of the body. So far we have soma, like a sensory, a part of the body that senses, and then we have toast would be called somatosensory. Let's just put that silly word in there and see if any somatosensory. Nothing comes out. I wonder why. But look what does come up, everybody. Oh shoot, I'm still on gyrus. Dang, hold on. Somatosensory, and you want to talk about somebody's degree? Girl, sit down. Somatosensory. You see how I put that hilarious made-up word? When she couldn't say the word, she just said F it. Somatosensory. It's somatosensory. And you see the list that they made it like, this word isn't real, but here's a list of maybe what you thought you were trying to look up. And there it is. Somatosensory. Let's see what somatosensory means, which is the word she keeps on through the whole paper. She changes a word. It becomes somatosensory. She just makes up 5 different words when she reads. The word is different every time she reads it. It's somatosensory. And let me make sure I'm sharing so I can. This is also a teaching moment for all of us. Well, I actually know what this means, but I had to learn it at one point in my life. Like when I was reading scientific papers, and I came across words that I actually didn't know. I would have to stop reading, put a pin in it, and go look it up and find out exactly what the definition of the word is so I could comprehend the actual paper. So we see that they don't even comprehend the words. How could they comprehend the paper? Of course they don't comprehend the paper because she's using a piece of research that's actually used in the scientific study of out-of-body experiences and NDEs, near-death experiences. So you're actually helping us with this information. So somatosensory, I almost said somatosensory. Somatosensory, what does it mean? Well, Juju, Professor, all of the castaways on Pseudo Killigan's Island, of relating to or being sensory activity having its origin elsewhere than in the special sense organs. Let me read that again. Of relating to or being sensory activity having its origin elsewhere than in the special sense organs, such as eyes, ears, fingertips, touch. And it also means that it conveys information, or the conveying of information about the state of the body proper and its immediate environment. So basically, somatosensory is the actual sensing of where you are in layman terms. Get it? It says it relates to, and it can be about the sensory activity. We're talking about how you sense things, right? We're talking about consciousness. Having its origin elsewhere other than in the body. Get it? Special senses elsewhere. Remember, we're talking about out-of-body experiences, but she didn't get it. She just made up a crazy word. And conveying information about the state of the body proper, meaning your actual body, where you are, wherever you are right now, that's your body, the state of your body proper, and its immediate environment. That's consciousness on the surface level. But consciousness goes beyond this, but on the basic fundamental level, that's what we're going to start with in science. That's why they are lost. They are doing empirical studies. They're doing actual studies with empirical evidence, I should say, on out-of-body experiences. And the paper you're reading is actually a part of the study that they're doing on this. So you can no longer call it pseudo. But let's get back to laughing at how they don't even know the papers. They don't even know how to read these papers. Stop asking for evidence when you can't even read the research papers. Also, somatosensory is relating to or being either of two regions in the parietal, not the parasocial. Juju and Professor, how you're pronouncing it, your parietal, the parishioner. It's the parietal lobe. Two regions in the parietal lobe, to be exact, that receive and process somatosensory stimuli. Okay, so there we go. Let's get back to her and see what she's doing over here. I know we're almost through the paper, but I really need you to see what pseudos they are. They're fake. You can't even read the paper. So why are you asking for the evidence? That's going to be the chorus of this entire song.
Mapping of motor, somatosensory, and
okay. Y'all thought I was playing. Now it's somatosensory. I got to go back. Y'all got to hear this woman who tries to make fun of people and talking about they need the science. And I forgot the word she made up, but I forgot the word. It's somatosensory, but I can't remember the word she made up at first. I got to go back.
Were stimulated repeatedly and it induced out-of-body experience, as well as a vestibular and complex.
Not vestibular. Please. Stop it. Get some help.
Somatosensory response.
So remember, it was somatosensory right there, right? It was somatosensory. Oh, God. It was somatosensory. Watch her keep reading and she'll see that same word, and it's going to become a whole different word. Listen. Somatosensory. She said somatosensory. Let's keep going.
Mapping of motor, somatosensory, and
now it's somatosensory.
Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute.
How did it go from somatosensory and now somatory? I can't even. Oh, these are the people, God. Oh, God, why? These are the people in our community who have the audacity to sit around talking about they're the hub of science and they're science advocates. You can't even read the paper. You don't even know what the words mean. You're not even trying to find out what the words mean. That's the most ignorant part. You done made the word two different words. Let's listen again. I'd love to just show the pseudo, the fake. We're exposing their pseudo on Pseudo Killigan's Island.
And complex somatosensory response.
Somatosensory.
Mapping of motor, somatosensory, and auditory.
It just went from somatosensory. And not even 4 words later, she's calling it so fucking. You're not qualified to talk about anybody's intelligence level or scientific literacy, ma'am. You're not. You're stranded on that island. I know I said I wasn't going to associate you with it, but how could I not? You are exposed for being a pseudo, pretending you know how to read these papers. Somatosensory? You mean somatosensory, don't you? You mean somatosensory? Didn't you mean that, darling? I don't think it says somatory. Oh, so what the hell did she say?
Auditory functions revealed
somatory?
No deviant brain pathway. Centimeters.
I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, I gave y'all that part. So it talks about the figure, which is the brain
that
you see.
I know you guys. I'm sorry.
Pardon me for the readership. You wanted me to start in the middle?
Okay. She says, pardon me for the readership. No, we don't pardon you for the readership because you are in everybody's backyard talking about we don't know what we're talking about. We're not intelligent. Oh, the sister's degree is not real. It's from Liberty College. Oh, her credits don't transfer. She's not anything. Oh, she works at Bank of America. No, we don't pardon you for shit. Take several seats in the back of the class and just sit back and be quiet and learn from us over here at the HOK. Okay. I should say in the back of the lagoon or the edge of the lagoon. Don't come forward. Don't come deeper into the palm trees. Don't come into the jungle. Keep your butt right up there by the lagoon because you don't belong over here in the deep part of where we got to work things out and build shit. You stay up there by the lagoon and let us know if you see any boats coming, any rescue, okay? Stay right there. You're not qualified. Okay? Let's keep listening to this. She's going to ask people, can they comprehend? You can't comprehend, ma'am. Notice I don't have to call you out of your name. I don't have to call you a pig. I don't have to call you Miss Piggy or Gonzo. I don't have to play with your pictures. I just got to get you trying to read a scientific paper, a basic one this is 8th grade science. This is, honestly, when we talk about the different lobes of the brain, this is 8th grade. This is the anatomy of the brain. You have the audacity to try to tell us about what we're doing when we're talking about consciousness. You're not qualified.
However, is it okay to start in the middle? Would y'all get it? Y'all think y'all can comprehend it real quick? I'll give you an overview. It's a 43-year-old woman, and she suffers from complex partial seizures for the last 11 years. Right temporal lobe epilepsy was implicated. I'm gonna give y'all that much, okay? So this woman is not deceased. She's not unalived, all right? However, out-of-body experience was recorded in this instance, and scientists have a very good idea, because you don't speak in absolutes, where that starts. Right now, I think they're trying to figure out the mechanism of why it happens, though. And that was my overview of the article. So if I got that wrong, Chilimwe, let me know. But I'm going to start in the...
Well, Chilimwe can let you know because he's the one who brought this to you. It's as if he was working for the other team. This is actually the research that they're doing while they're researching OBOs and NDEs. So Chilimwe can't help you. I don't even know who that is. But I will say this. Whoever sent this on, put this piece of information in the bottle and threw it into the ocean and had it float up to you and come and wash up on the island, and you picked it up and read it, you don't know what you're doing over there. You're actually reading information that confirms what I said in my presentation, that real scientific research is being done on out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences, because we are now taking consciousness seriously in mainstream science. It's no longer philosophical. It's no longer metaphysical. Mainstream scientists, psychiatrists, psychologists, neuroscientists, neurosurgeons, who else? Quantum physicists, quantum theorists. They're all studying consciousness, and OBOs, out-of-body experiences, and NDEs, near-death experiences, are a major part of studying consciousness. Y'all are lost. Stay on the island. What you talking about? Thank you. You don't know what you're talking about. So I'm gonna fast forward.
Middle. So
let's get back to where she's trying to read this word.
And these experiences,
this somatosensory word. Like, come on, girl. You didn't even say, oh, y'all, I think, let me pause it. I don't think I'm saying this right.
The cortical functions.
I'm sorry, but this is just too easy. Light work. Now, when you respond, don't get in your feelings too much. If you start talking about people's looks, y'all, if you start talking about people's looks, and I'm laughing because, you know, people out there saying, oh, it's Nepal. Well, if you start talking about my looks, it's already been done, boo-boo, by some of the best who could ever do it. So you could just forget about making a Muppet out of me and calling me Miss Piggy. It's already been done, boo-boo. I want you to get in here and show us that you know science. Explain to us why you couldn't read this paper that y'all are always begging for, some scientific paper that you don't know. What does my grandma say? You ain't gotten, you don't know nan bit of that paper.
Mapping of motor, somatosensory, and auditory functions revealed no deviant brain pathology in this patient with respect to the anatomical representations of the cortical functions. The epileptic focus was located more than 5 centimeters.
I think she said epileptic, so I'm going to let her have that. But anyway, let's keep going. I want you to listen to these words, which actually, by the way, I'm joking around, but the words that she cannot pronounce, ironically, have a lot to do with the actual study of the consciousness. Isn't that interesting? The words that she's fumbling and she doesn't even have a clue of what they are or how to pronounce them, it's about the consciousness. It's a study in consciousness. Why would scientists take their time to use electrostimulation on a brain to study out-of-body experiences if it's pseudo? Think about it. Let's keep listening.
It's anterior to the
Nepal, look at your text.
In the medial temporal lobe, electrical stimulation of this site did not induce out-of-body experiences. That's OBEs, by the way. And these experiences were not part of the patient's habitual seizures. Okay, so this is the patient that have seizures. They're giving her some type of electrical stimulation. Sometimes that electrical stimulation is the type of therapy, but you know, this is an example.
Wrong. The electrical stim is not a therapy in this particular research. Why are you doing that? Yes, the electrostim can treat a seizure. When I said wrong, this is an actual experiment done to explore, or actually to get some fundamental empirical data on OBEs. So when I said wrong, I'm not saying that electrical stim, it can treat, or it has been used to treat seizures. I'm saying she's wrong about this particular paper. Stick with the information. Don't be all over the place. This is research done on OBEs.
I'm skipping. To further stimulations induced the same sensation, which included an instantaneous feeling of lightness and floating about 2 meters above the bed, close to the.
Oh, you see, I just want you to keep this in perspective. All she's doing is showing us that when they used electrical stimulation on a region of the brain, that it actually triggered an OBE. What are they proving? They think they're saying, see, OBEs are just because the brain gets manipulated. There's more to it, and you will see later in the paper it actually is going to point that out. They are so backwards. They don't even know what they're reading.
Ceiling. The patient was then asked to watch her legs during this electrical stimulation. As before, she was lying down, upper body was supported at an angle of 45 degrees and legs were outstretched. This time, she reported seeing her legs becoming shorter. If the patient's legs were bent before the stimulation, 90-degree knee angle, she reported that her legs appeared to be moving quickly towards her face and took evasive action. When asked to look at her outstretched arms during the electrical stimulation, the patient felt as though her left arm was shortened. The right arm was unaffected. If both arms were in the same position but bent by 90 degrees at the elbows, she felt that her left lower arm and hand were moving.
So she's basically reading what the when they did the electrical stim to the certain region of the brain, she's reading the result. This is the results in the experiment. So I'm just kind of fast forwarding
towards her face. So they're trying to tell you the positioning of her body in the reality versus how this area of her brain with the stimulation was perceiving that.
Wrong. Wait, no. I mean, when I say wrong, the research is done. I'll let her have that, but she doesn't know exactly what she's talking about. Yes, they positioned her body in a certain way and wanted to see how she perceived it with the electrical stim. So I give her like a C- on that. However, what this person, Juju, doesn't understand is that it's not so much only about how they positioned her body more and how it's not so much more than about how they're stimulating her brain. It's about what she perceives during the stimulation. It's very intricate. So the research is being done to see if we manipulate this region of her brain, what kind of OBE, what kind of out-of-body experience will she have? First off, they know it will elicit an out-of-body experience because this isn't the first experiment they've done on this. So they already know that region of the brain, even some neurologists are out there saying, oh, this is a condition, this is a dysfunction of the brain. So because people try to have out-of-body experiences a lot, like astral projection. Some people do have a lot of out-of-body experiences. And when they do more research on the brain in a certain region, they find that it is linked to out-of-body experiences. You get what I'm saying? That's one piece of the puzzle in a nutshell. So just wanted to make that clear. This isn't like an aha. You're using the research. You're using the data, the empirical data that you always ask for. You're using the data that's used in the research in the field of science that studies out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences. So how can they be pseudo? How can they be fake science? How can it be just spooky if we have actual labs and scientists sitting around and human beings being experimented on?
Okay. Yes, and
listen to him. He's going to come in. He's no better, y'all. He can't even say parietal. He can't even say parietal. We're talking about the parietal lobe in the brain. He's not going to even be able to say it.
In the final episode of the spirit,
and it's because he's reading it. By the way, He's pretending he's just talking, but we're going to bust him, so to speak, bust his piñata. He's sitting there acting like he's just saying this off the top of his head, and we know he's reading it because he's not pronouncing the word correctly. If he knew the word parietal, then he would be saying parietal. Get what I'm saying? If he knew the word parietal, he would be saying parietal. But he's sitting there pretending like he's just coming off the dome with this, and he's sitting there reading something, which is no problem to read, but I'm just saying the people that we're talking about, these are the people who are always trying to make fun of people and say, oh, they're pseudo, or they don't know what they're talking about. Oh, they're so unintelligent. Ha, ha, ha. They have gone and talked badly about everybody. I really don't give a damn because they can never get me. It seems like whenever I say something's about science, they never try to get at my information. They just barely, yesterday was the most they ever really addressed, and they didn't address me. So I'm doing the castaways on the island. I'm doing them a favor, and I'm just coming straight out, and I'm just saying straight up, you don't know what you're talking about. Stop asking for. Remember, I'm doing this for everybody. When these pseudo Gilligan Island castaways ask you to show some proof, I want you to remember this video and say why you can't even read the papers anyway. Why? I could bring you anything. You can't read it.
Where I talk about out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences, we talk about how they can stimulate out-of-body experiences with VI now, because they know exactly where in the brain your sense of direction and orientation in your body and to the environment, right?
Yeah, and they know that, Professor, because there is now a field of study that's focusing on out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences. It's real science. You're just killing yourself over there on the Gilligan's Island. You ain't doing nothing besides killing pseudo-Gilligan castaways. You are killing the castaways. You're killing yourself. Okay, you're unaliving yourself. He just said it. They now know, yeah, because of this research on consciousness. Duh.
That is right where the temodoro.
He done made it a Spanish word, yo. Fuck. Temodoro. Temodoro. Isn't it temodoro?
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
He made it a Spanish word. Temodoro. Hey, papi. Que lo que? Temodoro. It's temporal. What the hell? It's temporoparietal. Temodoro. Because he speaks Spanish. That's why I'm laughing. Like, he turned it into temodoro. Temodoro, mami, que? Hey, mami, que lo que? Temodoro. Temodoro? No, temporal. It's temporoparietal. It's a region of the brain. We have the temporal lobe and we have the parietal lobe. And there's a junction between the two. Okay? It's not temodoro. Okay? No es temodoro. Profesoro. No es temodoro. Let's listen to him say temodoro again. He's trying to say temporo. He's trying to say temporo.
Hey, Nepal. You got to give us an imitation.
The temodoro. I can't. I'm gonna do
Come
it
on.
later. I will.
Come on.
What I'm going to do is try to say this word. I don't actually know how to say it, so I'm going to make it a Spanish word because most of these people, they don't know Spanish. Temodoro. 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 Hey, temodoro. It's temporal. Temporoparietal. And if you knew what it meant, you wouldn't be trying to make it a Spanish word or whatever word you're doing. And what busted you, it's not coming off the dome. You're reading it. Temodoro. Let's go back and listen to these people talking about bring me the paper. Why? You can't read it. Why would I bring it to you? Let's listen. Temodoro. Temporal. Temporal. Parietal. Say it with me. Temporal parietal. There's a temporal AL lobe and there's a parietal AL lobe. When you put them together, it's temporoparietal because there's a junction between those two. And that's where they're doing the research for the OBOs in real science. This is so easy. It's so light work. Let's listen to that fun. Y'all got to be laughing at that. Temodoro.
Where I talk about out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences. We talk about how they can stimulate out-of-body experiences with VI now, because they know exactly where in the brain your sense of direction and orientation in your body and to the environment, right? That is right where the temodoro partial.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Oh, Patricio. Temodoro Patricio. Like, no, I'm Italian. Patricio, Temodoro. That's the name. You don't know what you're talking about. It's in the brain. You don't know because you're a pseudo. I'm over here, the professor. They know what I'm talking about. The Temodoro Patricio. No. Temporoparietal. Temporoparietal. There's a temporal lobe and there's a parietal lobe. And there's a junction between the two. They're together, meaning not between. I don't want y'all to, they're bringing them together. And that's why it's a temporoparietal junction. Not Temodoro Pariticio. Hey, that's my cousin. He's coming from Italia. That's my, come over here. I see you a long time. It's a Temodoro Pariticio. It's a good dish. Try it. Try some of this. You're going to like it in the pseudo killing island. Let's hear Temodoro Particio. Y'all think I'm playing? You're not qualified. Do not ask us for anything scientific. Don't ask us for proof. You can't even read the papers. And you two are making up the words. Who are you? Let's hear him. Temodoro Particio. Temporoparietal, sir. Temporoparietal. Okay? Okay. Let's listen. Let's listen to that again. That shit's funny as hell to me. Temodoro Particio.
Out-of-body experiences with VI now, because they know exactly where in the brain your sense of direction and orientation in your body and to the environment, right? That is right where the temodoro partial lobe and the
Temodoro Particio. We're gonna be saying it all the time now. The Temodoro Particio. Is that where it is? The Temodoro Particio. Yeah, is that where it is? Oh my God. It's temporal parietal, by the way, Mr. Science. Temodoro Particio. I'm just gonna make a Spanish word or Italian. They don't know. Who cares? I'm a pseudo killer, the professor, the island. What the fuck? I can do what I want. The Temodoro Particio. Yeah. Yeah.
Forgive me if I get it wrong. And the
Why should we forgive you if you get it wrong? Aren't you over there calling everybody pseudo? And check this out, family. My child is in elementary school. She knows if she can't read a word and she's in the middle of a book, all of us know this, right? Stop, put the book down, grab a dictionary. I mean, they're the Google experts. They're the masters. They are the Google. They're the hub of Google. They're the hub of Wikipedia and Google and ChatGPT and Alexa, all those things that help them on their journey to try to make fun of people and call people pseudo. You don't know how to get a book, a dictionary, and look and push. You could click on the little, it's like a little speaker, and they're going to show you how to say it. Oh, no, I don't do that. Only pseudos go and find out what words really mean. I over here on the pseudo Killigan's Island, I prefer to pretend to know a word and to pretend to take the word and change it and tell people that it's something that it's not. I'm over here doing science while they're over there making fun of my language. Temodoro Particio, why did you betray me? I told you the Godfather would take care of you, but you went and tried to start your own gang. Now I gotta take you out, Temodoro Particio, why? I love you. I kiss you on your cheek before I bring you to the island. Temodoro. Temporal parietal, my friend. It's real easy. Look it up. And we're not going to forgive you for anything. She over here, forgive me, I can't read. He's like, forgive me. Then why are you asking us for the papers? Oh my God, I got to give myself a bomb. I'm not forgiving you for sheesh. If I have to forgive you for not being able to read it, if I have to forgive you because you don't know what the hell it means, why are you asking us to bring you proof and to bring you the research? Check. I'll forgive you for anything. Demodoro, I cannot forgive you.
Frontal partial lobe, where they
It's not a frontal partial lobe. I don't know what you're doing over there. It's not a frontal partial lobe. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and the partial lobe. It's the frontal parietal lobe, sir. That's all. It's really that easy. It's a frontal parietal. It's not the frontal partial lobe. Okay, it's not the somatosensory salmonins in the sanctuary of the salmon and the sun cinnamon toasty. It's. Let me stop. Let me just let them just listen to these people. Let me take a break and let you just listen to these two castaways.
The second is that region that they can stimulate and manipulate, where I talk about out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences. We talk about how they can stimulate out-of-body experiences with VI now, because they know exactly where in the brain your sense of direction and orientation in your body and to the environment, right? That is right where the temporal partial lobe and the forgive me if I get it wrong, and the front.
Why do we have to forgive him when he gets it wrong, y'all? Is this somebody who is kind to people who have ideas? Is this somebody who is forgiving and says, well, you know, let's go ahead and take a look at this information? Or is this somebody who sits over on that channel all day long, just making fun of everybody, who all the people they make fun of are smarter than them? They have to.
Paul,
yes, sir.
I might have to give Uncle a call tomorrow because, damn, you really going in right now.
Yeah.
You really going in right now. You really exposing the pseudos as the pseudos for real. You really going in right now, man. God damn.
You see that, sa.neter?
Hell yeah.
She talking about he's talking
about science, and you can't even read the scientific paper. You can't read it.
Thank you.
And then you teaching the people over there that these are the proper words of it, and none of them over there is correcting each other.
Thank you.
None of them is correcting each other. That's crazy.
Yeah. They can't
over
even
here, over here, we'll correct each other over here. We say something crazy, we get in there and we correct it. Do you know?
Yep. Yep. And you know what, sa.neter? They could say, oh, we make a mistake, so what? No. You're reading a paper saying that you're proving us wrong, and you're always telling us, where's the paper? Where's the proof, right?
Right.
But you can't read
the sister with the braids, Queen, is not she's not going to debate Nepal. She don't want that smoke.
No.
She do not want that smoke. We've asked her so many times. They don't want it.
No. They don't want that smoke. What she wants to do, though, is sit over there. Not just me. She talks about Nathali. She talks about Doc Too Sweet like a dog. They drag that sister. I mean, I get it. Me and Nathali and I, we like to bang with the information. But Doc Too Sweet, they just went in on her for no reason. And the cold part is, she was smiling in Doc Too Sweet's face, acting like she owes sis, and she's like, don't get. And then once Ankh was going in on Doc Too Sweet, saying that she shouldn't be talking about astral projection. Yes, she should, because astral projection is not a pseudoscience, Ankh, my friend. It's all love. This isn't personal. But Ankh, you said, oh, it's pseudo. No, it isn't. You need to catch up. What you need to do is, you know how your phone keeps saying update. You ain't up. You stop saying remind me later. Pseudoscience is looking at out-of-body experiences is no longer a pseudoscience, my friends. It's a study of consciousness, and there are different universities, different types of research is being done with mainstream science about these experiences. Okay? So yeah. All right. So let's listen to Timodoro. I like that one though, y'all. Sa.neter said Doc Too Sweet is a scientist. And she is a scientist. She is. She is a scientist, brother. Doc Too Sweet is a scientist. They set up there talking about she's not a scientist, but let me tell you something, my friend. How can they say who's a scientist, y'all, when they're over there, can't even say temporal parietal lobe, and they're looking at a paper on brain research? Please, God, help us. You're looking at a paper on brain research, and you can't even say temporal parietal lobe. Temodoro Parisha. I like that. I'm gonna keep saying it. Let me get back to them. They're hilarious. Yeah, they're exposed.
Where they intersect is that region that they can stimulate and manipulate.
He's talking about the junction, but he's reading.
To induce an out-of-body experience. So we have clinical understanding of how these experiences are induced.
Duh, because there's a real science researching it. See how they're shooting themselves in the foot, so to speak? You said that it's a pseudoscience, but you're literally reading a paper from the research.
To claim otherwise of consciousness and all this woo stuff is on.
So then he goes straight, oh my God. You hear what he said? To claim otherwise consciousness and all this woo stuff, he's not qualified, y'all. Consciousness is a real study in mainstream science. I can show you paper after paper after paper with scientists and psychiatrists and psychologists and neuroscientists studying consciousness. What is he talking about? Woo-sa. Because Timodoro Parisio says it's not. So when I talk to Timodoro, you don't know what you're talking about, sir. You can't even say temporal parietal lobe.
Unscientific, and we have empirical.
Called it unscientific. Riddle me this. These castaways are reading a scientific paper about out-of-body experiences. These castaways are reading a scientific paper about a scientific experiment, researching out-of-body experiences. But he's saying it's not scientific. Okay, let's go back and listen to this man who named, he's done turned the region of the brain into some Italian mobster, Timodoro Parisio. He's telling us it's not scientific, but they're literally reading a paper about the scientific research on it. Wow. Okay. Let me get back.
Where they intersect is that region that they can stimulate and manipulate to induce an out-of-body experience. So we have clinical understanding of how these experiences are induced. To claim otherwise of consciousness and all this woo stuff is unscientific, and we have empirical data that grounds this in naturalism and materialism. Just go back.
No, stop. You just put your feelings and your beliefs in there. This is science, right? We're very rigid. This doesn't say it grounds it in naturalism and materialism. In fact, at the end of the paper, genius, professor, at the end of the paper, it talks about how there are things that are not answered, and it leans toward something philosophical, or what's already it's already been consciousness. Now everybody knows this. Everybody that's in the audience knows this. Consciousness has always been researched in a philosophical way. Now, mainstream science, conventional science, has picked it up full-fledged. They've taken it on completely 110%, and now they are researching it. As they research it, they also bounce off of, or how can I say, they interplay with people who are looking at it on a philosophical level, because there's a lot of answers in that research, and also in psychology. When you read at the end of this paper, when you hear her say, she doesn't even know what she's talking about, It's going to, you're going to see where it says it's phenomenal or phenomenological, I should say. And they're going to, that means that it's actually got some philosophical underpinning, so to speak. So he doesn't know what he's talking about. Y'all need to go put some pants on, put on some underwear, put on some pants, and stop walking around with just tops on trying to call us naked. All you castaways need to put some bottoms on. We're tired of looking at your bare ass. Please put on some bottoms and stop trying to tell us that we're naked. You don't know what you're talking about. Update your data and get on board, because mainstream science is now researching OBEs and NDEs, near-death experiences and out-of-body experiences.
Back and watch those episodes. Everything that they're trying to sell you has been addressed. And I think that's why the pushback we see going on.
I will continue. These observations indicated that the out-of-body experiences and complex somatosensory illusions.
There she is again with somatosensory, y'all. There she is with, he's tomadoro paticio with the temporal parietal lobe, and she's somatosensory. Somatosensory, ma'am. It just, once you read it and learn a little, just read the definition and read an article. Just read an article on it. You don't want to go get a book. Read an article on it. Somatosensory. See how just somatosensory. 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 Damn, this cinnamon toast. I saw cinnamon toast. Somebody said cinnamon. Queen's Toast said cinnamon toast. It's suppository was said in the chat. Like, y'all, somatosensory. We're just still going to be saying somatosensory. You're not qualified to tell us that you want to see some data.
Guys of consciousness and all this woo stuff is unscientific, and we have empirical data that grounds this in naturalism and dualism. Just go back and watch those episodes. Everything that they're trying to sell you has been addressed, and I think that's why the pushback we see going on.
I will continue. These observations indicated that the out-of-body experiences and complex somatosensory illusions.
Somatosensory illusions, huh? We can't leave our little friend out of this. Somatosensory, really?
Can be artificial, induced by electrical stimulation of the cortex. The association of these phenomena and their anatomically selective suggests that they have a common origin and body-related.
Oh, what did you just say, ma'am? I gotta go back. What?
These observations indicated that the out-of-body experiences and complex somatosensory illusions can be artificial, induced by electrical stimulation of the cortex. The association of these phenomena and their anatomically selective suggests that they have.
No, anatomical selectivity. Okay, get it right. You always asking for the paper. It's not. It's anatomical selectivity.
A common origin and body-related processing, an idea that is supported by the restriction of these visual experiences to the patient's own body. During her out-of-body experience, the patient only saw the part of her body that she also felt was modified during her body transformation experiences. This contrasts with the non-corporal visual hallucinations that are commonly induced by electrical stimulation at the parieto-temporal junction.
Nope. You sounded better than what he was saying. Okay, it's parieto, not parieto. Okay, not the dog that belongs to the parrot and the dog of the lady off the Wizard of Oz, the little girl. It's not parieto, it's parieto. See, I'm going to continue with this because, see, I know you don't know what it means. How are you reading a paper when you don't know how to say it? That tells me you don't know what it means, unless it's like a word that a lot of us maybe know what it means and we kind of get tongue-tied. You two are over there faking the funk. You're pseudos. Parieto? That's what we're doing? Somatosensory? Parieto? Tomadoro? No. It's parieto. It's not periototo. And you don't even stop and say, hold on, y'all. I ain't saying I do that all the time. I'd be like, wait. This word. I got to stop you guys. Let me go figure out what it is. And anyone who watches me regularly knows. So you don't have to be a dictionary brain, but what you're not going to do is sit on the internet and talk about, bring us the scientific research. You're talking about we have some fire, so we got a contribution from Chilimbwe, one of the castaways. You don't know what you're reading, ma'am. You don't know what you're talking about, sir.
As suggested by previous, these observations indicated that the out-of-body experiences and complex somatosensory illusions can be artificial, induced by electrical stimulation of the cortex. The association of these phenomena and their anatomically selective suggests that they have a common origin and body-related processing, an idea that is supported by the restriction of these visual experiences to the patient's own body. During her out-of-body experience, the patient only saw the part of her body that she also felt was modified during her body transformation experiences. This contrasts with the non-corporal visual hallucinations that are commonly induced by electrical stimulation at the parieto-temporal junction.
Right.
As suggested by previous neurological investigations, the out-of-body experience and other body cognition disorders, the angular gyrus could be...
No, it's gyrus. It's not gyrus. You don't know okay, again, I don't make fun of people who cannot read words or if they struggle with reading. I don't get off on that. What I'm doing is showing you these two act like they know what the hell they're talking about. They press everybody in the community as if they're an authority on something. You should have really called somebody who knew how to read this paper, because you castaways don't. And what you did is you did us a favor and showed us, you exposed yourselves for being uneducated, unintelligent bullies. It's gyrus. It's not gyrus.
A crucial node in a larger neural circuit that mediates complex own body perception. Out of body and body transformation experiences are transitory and may disappear when a person attempts to inspect the illusory body or body part. Our findings suggest that the changes in visual attention and or current amplitude in the angular gyrus could bring about these phenomenological modifications.
Yes, phenomenological. That's right. Phenomenological modifications. Remember that word, phenomenological.
Although we do not fully understand the neurological mechanism that causes out-of-body.
Oh, what did she say? What the paper say? We do not fully understand. That's why the research is being done. You're using a paper that's researching OBEs and NDEs. I mean, OBEs and NDEs, yes. They do not fully understand, but they're still doing the research. Phenomenological, remember, okay? Phenomenological modifications. Remember that phrase, remember that word.
Body experiences. Our results imply that vestibular processing may be important.
Not vestibular, baby girl. No. One time I said, okay, a good girl or something. She's like, don't call me a girl. Okay. So I want to take baby girl back. Not vestibular, ma'am. Not so much. None of these words you know, and you're just still reading as if you're teaching us something. It's vestibular, and it's about spatial recognition and spatial awareness, and it's a little, how do you say, a piece of the anatomy that's located in the head, in the ear, basically. Okay, to make it's connected to the brain, obviously, but it's affected by your ear, and that's something you can just know by just being a mom or somebody who's had issues with vertigo. You know, here's vestibular. You have the audacity to say, "Can y'all keep up and comprehend?" The audacity, the audacity.
Although transitional vestibular responses were evoked initially without out-of-body experience and can be produced in isolation. Vestibular sensations of levitation.
Keep saying vestibular. That's why I had to show you guys. She doesn't know what she's basic. Like the Nigerian mothers, you cannot even run basic bath water. You don't even know basic words. I teach you, but you go over there, you don't even know the basic word. You don't even know the basic word, girl. Oh, sorry, ma'am.
And lightness accompanied out-of-body experiences in our patient. Also, the core region of the human vestibular cortex is situated close to the angular gyrus. Now, it is possible
gyrus, not gyrus,
that the experience of disassociation of self-form, the body is a result of failure to integrate complex somatosensory.
There it is again with somatosensory, y'all. Somatosensory.
And vestibular information.
There it is again with vestibular. It's vestibular.
The end.
And she didn't even know what she read. And now watch her talking about that's a fire piece of information. What?
If you'd like me to share this source, I'll be happy to do so. But that's a fire source, actually. So, you can go through it, study it, get more familiar with the jargon.
Watch. Do you hear the, oh my God, please let me look in the chat. I need to look in the chat. I want you guys to listen to this woman. Listen to this woman. Thank you, Queen Throne. Yes. Yes, she actually is. But if you call her a girl, she's going to lose it. So I just don't, I mean, she is childish. But listen, let me tell you, y'all, listen to this woman after she butchers this paper and doesn't know what she's talking about. Please listen to the pomp and the audacity, the condescending, like, oh, go ahead. And if you need to read this and you got to it's good to find out about this kind of scientific jargon. What? I told you, it's really like somebody standing in front of me with no pants on, no underwear, and just a shirt on and a whole coat, a jacket with nothing on the bottom, talking about you're naked. Watch what she says after she did all this. Listen to this woman. Oh, it's good for you to read the scientific, and if you want to do that, because I have a friend who is grading some papers. What? What? What are you talking about, ma'am? Demodoro, Patricio, what are you talking about? Listen to her. Watch. She has the audacity. Listen to this woman. Listen.
Cortex is situated close to the angular gyrus. It is possible that the experience of dissociation of self-form, the body is a result of failure to integrate complex somatosensory and vestibular information.
Somatosensory.
If you'd like me to share this source, I'll be happy to do so. But that's a fire source, actually. So, you can go through it, study it, get more familiar with the jargon, medical jargon, body part jargon, if you have not taken those classes. And
who is this? God, help me. Oh my God, I can't. This has to be mental illness. Who is she to tell us to go through it and study it and get familiar with the medical jargon? Please, 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 please tell me. Who is she to tell us to go through and study it and get familiar with the medical jargon if we haven't done so? You don't even know what it says. You didn't go through it and study it, ma'am. You didn't. You didn't do anything. I'm telling you, that's what I'm talking about with them over there. They act. They're the pseudos. Oh, if you want to go through it and, make sure you study the medical jargon. What? You didn't know what you're talking about. You don't even know what you're reading. I'm tripping right now. I'm going off. Let me see what is going on in the chat. She wasn't even confident coming for Nepal. All I saw was nervousness when I watched her earlier. Thank you. Yes, you watched it? Yes. Thank you, Queen's Throne. She, let me see. A dolphin. Oh, no. No. I did not summer jam that before I read. I did not read that before I summer jammed it. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link right now, but don't. Okay, you can come and say what you want. I take that back, but I didn't. I did not say that because I said this isn't about anybody. She's over there calling me Miss Piggy. It's all good because everybody knows. You know, I've been through that. How about you let us know why you're trying to pretend that you are reading something and you know what the hell you're talking about? Then you're going to tell people go through it so you can learn the medical jargon, the scientific jargon. I'm going to drop the link. Just let me get to this part right here.
One of my professor friends, Dr. Sadie.
She's always got a friend who's a professor. She's making fun of Doc Two Sweet's degree, but she's always got a friend who's doing this, and there's nothing wrong with that. But why are you not getting in the ring and debating? Why are you not teaching something? Because you're not teaching. When you get up here and you talk about what you read off of got off of Chat GPT, you're relaying information to us. Like as if I would never come to pseudo killers to find out anything, because obviously you see they can't even read scientific papers. But some people in your environment, they might be like, oh, hey, they know about what do they know about? What do they usually know about? Nothing really. I'm not gonna give it to you. You don't know about anything. So anyway, let me.
Connor, she actually teaches this. I was in her office the other day, and she was like, she gotta grade the test, and guess what? It was a test on body parts and things like that. And
she has the audacity to talk about her friend showed her some papers about body parts. I'm going to say this to you with love, and I hope you can hear this, Juju. Please go to your friend and ask her to help you with the anatomy of the brain. Play this video for her. Not mine. Play the one where you couldn't pronounce these words and have her help you. All right, now I'm going to open up the panel. I just want to show something very quickly. Some information just to show you that they're not showing us anything. Look at this. That paper they read, the research is going on at the University of Virginia. Not that particular instance. That particular instance that was recorded and spoken on in that paper was done in Canada. But the exact same research is done at the University of Virginia. And they didn't even, I told them to address this. They didn't. I said, address this right here. This is mainstream science. They didn't say one thing about this. The University of Virginia School of Medicine, Division of Perceptual Studies. Look at this, family. I'm going to open the panel right after I show this. I have to show proof. Neuroimaging studies of psi. Not only do they study OBEs and NDEs, they also study psychic abilities. You know how y'all made fun of me with the I can take a hit. You made fun of me with the telekinesis and the mental telepathy. Well, they're actually, and the psychokinesis, they actually use different type of neuroimaging and electrical stimulation to research all of these different phenomenal, right now they're phenomenal activities. Okay, but science wants to know about it, right? So they're doing real science using empirical data to do this research. Look at psychophysiological, the mind, physiological, talking about the functions of the body, psychophysiological studies of psi in altered states. So I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm just showing you. It says what it is. It talks about extrasensory perception, psychokinesis, OBEs, out-of-body experiences. See, they're highlighted. Trance mediums, advanced mediators. And so mainstream science said, we got to start researching this. Okay, so look at this. Ray Westphal Neuroimaging Laboratory. They said it's not real science, family. The paper they were using is used in these particular labs to research what they call as pseudoscience. The UVA, University of Virginia Division of Perceptual Studies, established the Ray Westphal Neuroimaging Laboratory in 2008 under co-direction of Dr. Edward Kelly. Dr. Edward Kelly is a PhD. He's the previous co-director of the Ray Westphal Neuroimaging Lab, and he's a psychologist and a neuroscientist. He's a neuroscientist. Dr. Ross Dunseith is the electrical engineer. Why do they have an electrical engineer in that lab? Because they're doing the exact studies, as you see right here, that was in the paper that they thought they were doing something with. This facility is a state-of-art neuroscientific research facility with electromagnetically and acoustically shielded chamber and allowing the concurrent recording of multi-channel EEG, that's electroencephalography, okay? Encephalography has to do with the head. Ceph is the head. Lography would be not the study of, but the actual art of. We can look that up, but I think you get what I'm saying. EEG, electro, we know what electro is. Encephala, meaning inside the head. Lography. Like, I know what it is. It's like the readout. It's the printout of. So EEG is electroencephalography. So they have that over there. They're studying with that, the OBEs. And then they have functional near infrared spectroscopy. Now, see how I just did that? When I'm like spectroscopy, they didn't even try to sound the word out. They just made up word like demodoro, it's temporal. Spectroscopy. Now I'll stop sharing this to prove that I'm not full of it. I think spectroscopy, I know spec means see or to look at, but I'm going to look up spectroscopy. And I know scopy to look in, so let's see what spectroscopy is. Spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is the process or technique of using a spectroscope or a spectrometer. Okay? So it's the process or technique of using a spectroscope. So let's go back to this. So now we know it's spectroscopy. So see, I'm telling you, they didn't even do that. They didn't even go, damn, I can't really, let me take my time with this word. They just made stuff up, and they want us to believe that they are actually scientifically literate or literate in science. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, now I'm going to drop the link. You see that they do this at the, I got to stop sharing this, at the university and everywhere, and a lot of other places, they are studying OBEs. See his head? Elliot Gish wearing an EEG and an EOG to help test the lab's hardware and the software. They study OBEs there. All right, thank you so much. I know that took a minute. Drop in the link. Come on in. Say what you need to say, because I think all of us have dealt with the castaways of Pseudo Killigan's Island. Okay, then Temodoro Patricio. I will never forget you, Temodoro. Come on in. Where are you, Temodoro? Temodoro. Let me see what you guys are saying. Keep applying pressure. Yes, thank you. She's not ready. Thank you. Thank you, Queen's Throne. Let's see. Sis always brings out the source. We got to bring out sources, right? PSH Millette. Thank you. Okay, so let's come on in. Cube, where'd you go? I want to hear from you. Sakina, I told you I wanted you to come in. Queen's Throne, why don't you come on in and hit the link so we can kumbaya, kumbaya. No, it's cool. It's cool that you're over here. I really appreciate it. I like that someone who is not biased, someone who would never, ever, ever speak in an echo chamber for me is over here giving us the check, the green check, saying, yes, I see it. So it's not just me. There's a lot of people who have been dealing with the so-called pseudo killers, and you have a place in the community, but what you're going to do is you're going to get the work that you try to give other people. Peace, Nepal. Yes, peace, H. Millette. All right. So anybody, Q, where are you? You said you wanted the link dropped. All right. For now, I'm going to drop the link one more time. Give me 1 second. I'm going to play a quick song. And if you guys, whoever wants to come in doesn't hit the link, then I'm going to close it out. But yeah, remember this information, please. Oh, okay. Here's wisdom. Okay. Let me just see who you are, and then I'll bring you up because I got to see you. Put your whole face on the camera. I can't see you. There you are. Okay. Oh, hi there. How are you?
What's up, friend? Long time no hear from you. What's up, Nepal?
What's up? Do you have any comments about the show?
Yes, I did. Go ahead.
No. Did you have any comments about the information you just saw, brother?
Yeah, I was the one on the show yesterday with Thunderpop. I came up to I don't know if you remember me or not, but you're the one that put me on to your boy Killer Priest. You put me on the show one time, remember? You remember the Killer Priest that called me a while back?
Right. You know what? Were you a guest on the show?
Yes, ma'am. They tried.
Yeah, go ahead. You froze. Oh yeah, this is the brother who they were dogging on yesterday. And he froze. Dang, I wish you weren't frozen.
Oh, yeah, you got me now? Am I back?
Yes, brother. Thank you for hitting
Yeah, on my cell phone. Yeah, I had to, Nepal. Yeah, because honestly, I wish I would have known that they were trying to troll you. Oh, it would have been bad. You know what I mean? Oh, I would have went crazy on them people. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to be modest. You know what I mean? Just trying to. Hopefully, I was dealing with some sensible people so that I can actually get my thought out to them. But they were so unreasonable. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it. But man, I was on the panel the whole time while they was reading this stuff. And I cannot believe I was not paying attention to what they were saying. I literally was not listening to them. You know what I mean? I was just trying to prove to the guy, hey man, there is such thing called the soul and consciousness and stuff like that. That's what I was trying to tell them. But I had no idea they were fumbling on those words like that. I was not listening. But I'm glad you are doing this. I swear to God. Okay.
No, but listen.
No problem.
Wait, we're gonna talk about how they were just being so disrespectful to you.
Yes, they were being so disrespectful. It was dumb at the same time. You know what I mean? That was the problem. That they weren't even right. I can understand if you troll somebody, you're right. You know what I mean? But you don't troll somebody, you're stupid. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so like I was trying to explain to them that. Well, actually, I was trying to get them to reason with themselves to understand what they're saying is ludicrous. You know what I mean? So when they were saying that the body died and all that type of stuff and it stopped functioning, so I was trying to lead up to the question, like, what do you think is causing your body to function, to actually move and to be animated? You see what I'm saying? And you know, it's common sense to me. You know, it has to be something. You know what I mean? But we just call it a soul or a consciousness or whatever, just for lack of a better word. But that's just what they put on it. You know what I mean? So you can't say it's not a real thing. I went as far as to bring up an article, a scientific article, like basically what you're doing, explaining to them, showing them that, hey, this is an actual science, an actual study. You know what I mean? But they were just so fixed on trying to prove, I guess, you wrong now, as I understand. You know what I mean? So they just wouldn't let the information come in. You know what I mean? But they tried to troll me on the word. I say it conscious now, but I try to say it conscience so people won't get it confused with the word conscious. You see what I'm saying? Are you familiar with the word conscience or whatever? I'm saying it like that so that you can know what I'm talking about in the part, but it's really called conscience. You know what I mean? Like, C-O-N and the word science.
I heard the whole thing. The thing that I was
yes.
You said, this is what you said. You made a good point. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the other people, but I appreciate you so much. But I do want to point out that you said they're so wrong, but they just want to beat up on people and they'll be dead wrong. That's why I made the analogy of them reminding me of somebody with no bottoms on, but just a top, and trying to call people naked. Like,
yes.
Anyway,
you did a really good job, Nepal, for real. I appreciate this.
Brother, use the information when they try to ask you to bring something. Say y'all can't even read the papers anyway. So
it's a wrap.
Thank you for hitting the panel. Peace, Queen's Throne, and then we have Cube up here. How you doing, Queen's Throne? Hi there, sis.
What up, Nabar?
What's up?
I know we ain't cool, but I had to just weigh in though. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And I really just did that in your chat. But somebody had sent me the video, right? Like, ooh, Napaf to be beefing with this girl. So I sat down, you know, and was about ready to do my thug dizzle, right? And weigh in, you know, edit a video and everything. And I was like, wait a minute, this lady is cringe. What is they talking about? She can't read. Not only her, but the other dude couldn't read.
Right.
So I was like, I gotta be honest, man. I don't think she ready for Nepal. Then she came for you, right? Now I know I'm probably the wrong person to say she came for you and all that. But if you ever wanted to debate, right? I ain't a debater, but if that was ever, you know what I mean? Like, I would have did that, right? Because I've said so much about you or weighed in on you or whatever, right?
Right.
So I just feel like she ducking the fade at this point in time.
Now, you
So
know
that's
what,
all I
Queen's
wanna
Throne,
say.
let me tell you something, okay? First of
Mhm.
all, I appreciate you coming in with your honesty. Takes a real woman to, people know you're not stupid, because you know you got your whole audience over there, like they're gonna have some questions for you.
Oh yeah,
Coming up
definitely.
here.
But I'm real though. Even my last time that I weighed in on y'all, right?
Right, I
I don't know if you know, but when it came to the Nature Boy situation, right? Now I was kind of side-eyeing Cube a little bit and sa.neter, right? But
What the
with Nepal,
hell?
I was like,
What did
you
I
know,
do?
I did bring up some sensitive things, but I was real. And another time too, where I said you did a great debate. I'm real with it though.
When did
know
you
what
say
I'm saying?
that?
It ain't
Hold on, sis. What did I do? What the
I know
hell?
it was with the nature, but it wasn't all harsh and stuff like that. I wasn't all like, look at this bitch ass nigga or nothing. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. But
No.
I didn't say nothing like that. I was just like, damn, like he going in. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a little weird how you was running down on what was her name? Ray?
No,
that was
Dots,
up
I
there
think.
for Janae.
Yeah, but I don't want him to. Don't worry about that.
No,
right
I
now,
ain't trying to like
No,
nothing like
I
that.
saw it. It wasn't
all
a lot.
serious like
It
that.
wasn't a lot because I am going to
wasn't
tell
like
you
that.
we did see it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say this, Queen's Throne. You keep doing what you do, and you keep on building. And sa.neter's probably mad at me. Like, what the hell you mean? Keep doing what you do? No, you have made yourself a place on the internet where nobody else has done it. Yes, she does troll me. She does stuff on me. But at this point, it's become to where you do keep it where you're not like, how do I say it? You're not just being petty and hateful. You
Right.
do. So I just want to tell you that if I
And
never told you.
all the pictures I've done in Nepal ain't bad.
Girl,
Some
no,
of them,
don't do that.
they
Don't do
look
that.
nice. Some of them look nice. Now, sometimes I
Don't
did
do
troll you with
it.
the picture.
Don't do
But
it.
some of them, you know, when I made you a little Barbie doll or whatever, like it
Oh
wasn't
my
all hate.
God,
It
Queen's
wasn't all hate.
Throne. Queen's
You
Throne.
know,
You know it's gonna happen.
oh,
You
they
know
gonna be mad, but
everybody's
I'm just gonna
talk
be
about it.
real. I'm just
They're
being
gonna,
real.
No, listen. You're a perfect example of what I'm telling them over at Pseudo Killer. They don't get it. Making me a Muppet. This woman has made me a overweight 600-pound sumo wrestler. I've been a bald-headed Barbie. Like, you making me a Muppet doesn't hurt my feelings, boo-boo. That's
true,
my
though.
point.
We done been
So
around the world, Nepal, ain't we?
now we can't. We gotta just show each other love up here for this time, and then we gotta get back to
it is what it is. I just wanted because I ain't fake with it. You know what I'm saying? If I see something that's real, I ain't finna just because I don't like you or whatever in the hell, right? The heck, right? I ain't gotta just like go in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you speaking facts, I can admit that.
Thank you.
I ain't no hater, bro. Like I know
And I appreciate that.
It may look like that, but I'm not though. I don't mean you no harm, bro.
Yes, and I appreciate that. Now, I want to explain to her audience. She will keep on beating up on the HOK. Don't y'all get scared. They're getting scared over there. I feel them right now.
No, they not.
Please, why are you up there? Are you trying to be?
No, I mean, I like I told my people too. Like, if something go on over there, we may talk about it. But some of the stuff that been going on, I'm like, I ain't finna just edit everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Wait, look at this. Look at this.
yeah, Cube is crazy.
Look at this right here. No, okay, what the F is going on here? His mind is
yeah, it's wild.
Okay, but no, on really though, thank you so much for telling the truth, for coming up here. You saw what happened. You don't have a horse in the race, and you see what's going on. So you saw how she was reading.
Mm-hmm.
How were they? Have you seen them before trying to tell people how to believe? You've never seen? Okay,
I mean, I know Unc, like everybody know Unc, but this woman, nah, I know I've seen Cedric before, right? But I never seen this woman, and she was like, you know, just in my opinion, doing a little bit too much on like the exterior, but inside she looked like it was giving nervous.
Oh my God.
My thing is, if she gonna call you Miss Piggy and all this and that, right?
Right.
Why she can't debate you?
Bingo. Oh wait,
that's scary to me.
Hold on.
That's scary to me.
I'm slow with my bomb. sa.neter's better at this. Did you hear what she just said? Exactly. And with that, Queen Stone, yes, sa.neter said, what the F am I talking about? Yeah, Queen Stone, don't keep doing what you do, please. Please don't, because I'm sa.neter's like, what the F are you talking
And sa.neter tripping because I ain't even been really going in on him. You know, I could have been petty and still kept all my content about y'all. I moved on. I do come back, you know, when it's requested. That's
No, you're
all.
good.
I ain't harping on y'all every day. But
Look.
I ain't come to stir up nothing between you and him at all. I
Oh
just
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to
you did. You
be
got to
real.
get.
No,
you
I
gotta
didn't.
Get it.
I
Wait,
swear I
Queen's
did not.
Throne.
That
I'm
was not what I was
joking. I
trying to
know
do.
you didn't. I know you did, but it's
Okay.
funny because I'm like, you know, you will get it, and you'll be like, I have to do this. I'm sorry, y'all, but this is.
But
no, it's all good. It's
it
really
is what
all
it
love
is,
and
you know.
peace.
But honestly, I didn't come up here to do that. But
We're
I just
just
wanted to
waiting.
weigh in because I know that hopefully you would take it from me that she's clearly scared because we not cool like that. Period.
Right.
You know
No,
what
we're
I'm
not.
saying?
I
And I
know.
enjoyed your commentary. And when I
Thank
enjoy
you.
your commentary, I'm gonna say that.
And you know what?
Period.
Thank you. Listen, people want us to. I get the audience, and I love the people. Don't worry, Queen's Throne is gonna keep on making her edits of us, family. We got my
Oh,
people over. Look at my people over here. They're like, what the
I'm
hell?
ready to pounce
All
on
right,
you right
let's
now.
stop before the
All right,
people.
I'm out of here. I just
All right,
want
peace.
to, you know, give you some positive words.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I know
All right.
whatever. Listen, whatever is going on, I'm going to say from this moment, I show love to people who show love to me. And I want to say this to you. I know you got to do your edits, but you can always reach out to us and ask. You understand what I'm saying? I know you got to do your edits, but if something you see or somebody tells you something, you can always reach out to us and say, I'm going to do this edit, but I need to get the facts from you. That might even increase that would make your content even better, right? If you
But
got
that's why I
both,
did both sides, because I didn't just do sa.neter's part. I did your part with Janae too, as far as the last live stream, the one on Nature Boy.
Right.
Well, I didn't just do one side. I did both. I was fair, right?
Right. It was good.
You
I
know?
liked it. And you need to know that Janae is like you said, I'm glad the women out there agree. She is a hero. She is a hero.
She is.
She's a hero.
And I respect you for that. I respect you for sitting down with her.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the love. Shoot, I'm gonna take the love where I can get it. Y'all can get mad if you want. There's not enough love out here in these YouTube streets. I am taking the love. Thank you, Queen's Throne. All right.
I'm gonna get out of here. I ain't gonna push it. I ain't trying to start nothing between you.
You know they're gonna do videos on you.
I don't want you to be beefing with Sa, so that because honestly, that's not why I came up
no,
here. But
don't worry
just,
about that.
You know, came and paid my homage or whatever to you in this event, right? I don't gotta agree with you on everything or whatever, but in this situation, I'm on your side.
And I appreciate that. You're on when you're on my side, you're on the side of truth and the HOK. Now what? They gonna say hell no.
Shit, here we go. Tomorrow there's gonna be 100 videos. I'm out of here, y'all. Much
All right,
love.
peace.
I'm back
Have a
in the
good
chat,
evening.
though.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate you coming up and saying
All
that.
right.
Thank you so much, Queen Throne. Now let's listen to what Cube is coming up here to really. Now I want to say this is my disclaimer. I just do the panel. I have nothing to do with what people say up here before my brother Cube comes in here. Peace to you, Cube.
Yo, what the? Yo, why do I always have to get a disclaimer? Yo, what the hell is going on?
Because you said something about a dolphin that was hilarious in the chat.
Yo, listen, man. God damn. I don't know why I always got to get these disclaimers and all of that, but it is what it is, though. Yeah, man. If you want to get your cube, dog, 888-555-cube. Go and get your doll. You know what I'm saying? Share
Now,
it
why is it?
proudly.
Explain to us why it has a mic, a phone, and a laptop.
Well, see, the laptop is, you know what I'm saying, my computer that I go live on with my yeah, you know what I'm saying, and my mic is my mic, and you know, my phone, you know what I'm saying, you gotta have
you know what? It's wrong. It should have your play, whatever that game you play. What's it called? PlayStation?
No, I don't have a
video
PlayStation.
games. What is it called that you have? I don't know.
have a PlayStation.
What do you have? That you play those video games on?
Yeah, but I play it on my computer though.
Oh, okay. I got you. So Cube, go get the Cube doll, y'all. But Cube, we need to hear from you. First, before you say, I want you to tell us, have you had an experience with any of the castaways on Pseudo Killigan's Island?
Yeah, man, and you know, me personally, I think this is what we need to do. I had a whole live stream where I was talking this, I was saying this, I was saying that. I think you know, you and me, we need to come together, form up like Voltron, and we just need to start scalping niggas. You know what I'm saying? And start getting niggas out of here, man. That's just me personally. That's me personally. I don't know what you want to do,
I think
but
you might be right. I think you might be right, Cube. I swear, I think you might be right.
you know, we're not going to agree on everything. But
No, of course not.
I'll say this about my brother Cedric. I tried to convince him, you know, and I told the brother, I said, look, bro. He said he didn't want to debate you, which I said, okay, well, that's cool. Excuse me. I said, well, that's cool, brother. Like, you don't have to debate the sister. But what you cannot do is continue to make live streams rebutting the things that you think she's saying. You can't keep doing that. You made one video, it has to end at that point. Because if you're going to continue to make videos so-called rebutting the things that she's saying in her live streams, you're better off just getting in the ring and just doing it that way.
Right.
So I tried to make it clear, and I said, you know, the sister did a live stream last night. Why did you guys run over to your channel and do a stream when you could have just came over? And I even said, I said, yo, the sister was in good spirits. She wasn't trying to, you know, sun anybody, cut anybody off. She would have allowed you guys to speak as long as it was respectful. She would have allowed you guys to speak. sa.neter would have allowed you guys to speak. Have your time, she has her time. You have your time, she has her time. sa.neter would have been cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And what I said is, I said, yo, she's about to go live. She's about to do her stream. I think if you have a problem with her, you need to just come on here at the Q&A portion, which is right now, and ask for the one-on-one fade. Come on here and say, yo, everybody get off. Let me and Sister Nepal come on here right now, and let's let us have 30 minutes to where we can go back and forth to where we can figure out what we want to debate on. And I said, yo, I'll drop down. I'll move around. I don't have no problem with that. I think that's what needs to happen. Excuse me. Is that this brother or this sister needs to come on here, and this is what they need to do. If they feel that this is what it is or this is what it isn't, just do it. Because doing live streams and saying, hey, you know, I'm more intelligent than you, you're a Muppet baby, and this is why you crazy. Like all of that, that's fine and dandy. Like we could laugh, we could ha and he with that. But it's like, okay, when do we get to the information?
Yeah, agreed. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's just get right to it. And I think Cedric would do it, but it's that damn Muppet baby, like that other one. It's her.
Cedric was fine with me saying he laughed. He said it was even you saw where I showed you on that stream. He was like, I got on my Gilligan's Island t-shirt, and she's like, no, don't you say Gilligan's Island. It's like, what is the issue? You don't want to debate Juju, so why are you so worried about me talking to Cedric? Like, right? It's
right. What you need to stop doing is saying I'm not finna say her name. Say her name until she gets the point. You know what I'm saying? Like this don't have a be a this doesn't have to be a thing to where it's like I'm not gonna say this person's name. Nah, fuck that. Say this person's name. Go live, refute the stuff that they're talking about until they get to the point to where they actually want to get in the ring. This is me personally. You know, if I was your manager, if I was your cut man, I would say, yo, go live on them at least 2 times a week until they're ready to get into the ring. And only 1 or 2 things are gonna happen. They're gonna leave you alone, or they're gonna say, okay, let's get into the ring. This is called bullying the bully. Like that's all it is.
Wait a minute. So wait, hold that. I gotta get a bomb on that.
It is, man.
Exactly.
That's all it is bullying the bully, because what they look at you as weak. They look at you as a target. They think that you sweet, that you really can't, you know what I'm saying, hold your own. And the truth of the matter is, it's like, yo, you just gotta let niggas have it, bro. Like, you gotta stop playing with these niggas. I know, shout out to my brother. So I know he kind of wanna, hold your hand, and he don't really want you to do this or do that. And I get it, because a lot of times that heat come back on him. I get all of that, but man, sometimes, bro, you just gotta back your people and say fuck that nigga for real, bro, and let niggas just go and let niggas do what they gotta do, because
Right.
it's like you niggas can't keep, what I'm saying this or saying that and doing this and doing that, laughing at niggas and this and that, and like we just supposed to sit back and like nothing's gonna fucking happen. Nah, nigga, like no, is you niggas scared of is you ain't like what's really what's going on?
Right. You know what, Cube? I'm going to take your advice, and I'm going to continue. To be honest, this is the most scathing it will be, like where I'm like really laughing at them. I'm just going to really go at the series, like you said, the series that Cedric is doing. And there's so much that he's saying wrong. For instance, he sat up there and lied and said Carl Jung was an atheist and that he didn't believe in God. Like, Carl Jung was asked at the very, like, around the end of his life, they asked him, do you believe in God? And by the way, Cuba's an atheist, y'all. So I'm glad you're up here. I want to ask you a question. Just hold on before I let you go. I'm going to finish the statement. So they asked Carl Jung, so do you believe in God after all your research and everything you found out? He goes, no, I don't believe in God. I know there's a God. So the professor did a whole 2-hour or more, if you saw it, lesson on just lying, trying to say that Carl Jung was a materialist. I mean, I'm kind of just jumbling it all together, the whole condensing the presentation. What he does is he misleads. You heard where I played that part, Cube, where he said the Higgs boson is not a particle. It is a particle. You don't know. He sounds, because he is intelligent, he works in a lab, but then he goes and steps outside of his lane, and he wants everybody to think that it is his lane, and he just counts on that he thinks most people don't know it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to ask you this, Q. You're an atheist. You know about science. You do research. You get into science. You dabble here and there where you want to. You've done your debates about evolution and primates. So you are familiar with it, like most of us. As an atheist, if you know that there is now mainstream science, there are fields of study that are opening up in conventional science that are researching phenomenal occurrences and experiences, not God, but researching out-of-body experiences, consciousness, and things like that. Would you sit up and reject that, or would you say, okay, I can look at this? I'm asking you as an atheist.
Nah, you don't even have to ask me as an atheist. You could just ask me as a person, because the truth of the matter is, if there's evidence that leads me to believe that this thing has evidence that it could be true, why would I deny it? Like that makes no sense to me, because I even said this on my stream last night, and I was like, if there's evidence of something, like the moment that you can show me God, I'm going to believe it. There is nothing else. Like, no crazy nigga can come and try to tell me, hey, bro, you tripping, bro. Remember, you're an atheist. No, nigga, that doesn't matter to me. The moment that you can show me evidence of this thing being possible, or there's some evidence of it, I'm going to believe it. Because I go where the evidence goes. But because see, and I say this, the thing that brought me from religion to atheism was an open mind. So why should I now close my mind when it goes to something else that I say I don't believe in?
Wow.
Like, it's retarded, bruh.
No, what you just said right there, that's the point. That's intelligence. We're exposing them as a church because they don't want to even look anywhere
It's a cult.
else.
It's deeper than that. It's a fucking cult, bruh.
There you go.
I'm just keeping it a buck with you, bruh, because it's like, why do they want to hold on to, well, this can't be true, that ain't true? And see, this is what I said on my live stream last night also, and I hate to bog you down with this, but I have to say it, is that if you find something that there's evidence of this, even if you don't believe it, then you should just reserve judgment until there's more evidence of it being not true or true. Just reserve evidence. Like that would be the scientific thing to do, is to say we
said it, both of us said it. That's real science.
Yeah, like that's the best thing that you could do, is say I'm going to reserve judgment because there's evidence that could be pointing towards this. So let me just leave it alone until, like, that should be it. But see, niggas don't want to do that. They want to hold staunchly to their points, and it's like, bro, it really don't even gotta be that. It doesn't even have to be that. You can still be an atheist, but see, what they want to do is they want to hold on to atheism like it's a fucking religion, to where it's like, well, no, bro, we don't have to combat that way. That's not how atheists combat. We combat with the information, and if the information doesn't point to this thing, then we don't go with that thing. But if the information does point to that thing, then we we take the influence and say what we got to say. But people want to play games. Me personally.
I'm so glad you came in and said all that. I'm so glad that we got the brother who was on there getting lambasted, just dog walked last night. Wisdom came on. We had Queen's Throne come in. We have the Ascent of Phoenix out there. She's a genius. She's up here. She called him out too. She said, Cedric he also said that Kant predates Hume, which is false. Kant came from Hume and was greatly influenced by Hume's empiricism. Thank you so much. Everybody sees it. We're going to have to put Pseudo Killigan's Island in check. See, that's why they're still castaways, y'all. They can't come to the mainland. Peace to H. Millette. I'm going to close out Cuba. If you want to say some final words, sa.neter, he's like, okay, baby, close it down. Yeah, we did what we needed to do. Keep this video. Cube, I would be more than honored to see you go over some of this information when you can. Keep this video, though, because the next time they try to tell people, oh, where is your paper? I need to see your paper because you don't have the information. Temodoro Paricio says you can't. Cube, how do you like that? Did you hear it? Temodoro Paricio.
Muchos gracias, or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
With that, go ahead, close out, and I'm gonna end the stream.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. My thing is, and my partner shot, I'll say this, man, and I say this to the brother, man. Just, I don't think that the brother has an issue. I think it's more so that goddamn dolphin. I think she's the one with the issue, and
You
just
called her
get
a
into.
dolphin again?
I'm sorry,
You called her a dolphin again?
man. Listen, I'm.
What?
You know what? Let me take that back.
That is not me. I am not attacking her at all. And that's
I am. You know what? Since you said that, I am. I'm attacking her. You know what? Peace.
Why don't you do Cube? We always say, if you're not tired, go to your channel. I'll drop the link if you even want to start the stream. But if it's late, you can always say, listen, I'm going live, and we will let the people know. So y'all go to Cube's channel. It's outside the Cube. Go subscribe. He's gonna hit that 1,000. You're right there on the.
Yeah, I'm close. Yeah, I'm close.
So it's up to you. If you want to do that, you can. But if you're gonna go to sleep, it's up to you. I'll start it. I'll drop the link.
Nah. I'm just gonna finish what I was doing, because I did a stream and I was waiting for you to go live, but I'm just gonna finish what I was doing, covering that debate or whatever. But we end up having a different conversation.
Which one?
Pastor Bennett versus nobody.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'm gonna just do that. But tune in if you have time.
We always tune in. We watch you all the time. Sa.neter loves watching you. He's always like, he cracks. No, Sa.neter cracks up. He'll be like, you gotta turn it on. Cuban's going in. He's going in. You really need to have more people in that audience. And shout out to Lady G, my sister, Mrs. Graham, Lady G. She's always over there. H. Millette. People be watching from the clouds.
Man, I just wish I had more subs, man, because I really be going in, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I appreciate the show, sister, you know what I'm saying? Calling these people out. And I got respect for the brothers and sisters over there, but, it has to be what it has to be. But yeah, peace. I'm going to go ahead and go live right now. And I'll catch up with y'all.
to Q. Peace to everybody. Thank you for joining, staying so late. Yeah, we got them. We pointed it out. I'm gonna close it out with the toughest. So peace to wisdom. You want to say something before you go, brother?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to say for the record, for everybody that watch this, I want y'all to really pay attention. You know what I mean? They didn't beat me up or dog walk me. They just over talk me to death.
Oh, that's what I mean. They were very.
Yes, ma'am. I understand what you meant.
No.
Exactly.
Let me correct myself. You were too on another level for them. And they were screaming at you, acting wild, and you kept your composure. So when I say dog walked, I mean not dog walk like top tier information, just were unnecessarily aggressive and disrespectful. So yes, you did. They didn't dog walk you. I take that back. I didn't mean it like that. Go ahead.
I'm glad you saw it just like that, because that's exactly how I felt. The way you just explained it, I was like, this is ridiculous. I haven't even got a sentence out. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it just let me know how educated they actually were. And the thing about it is, when people do that, what I learned in psychology is that means they don't know about what I'm saying. That's why they laugh and joke, and because they didn't understand. Remember, they didn't even know what the word paradox meant, Nepal.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. And then what they do is they don't know what it means. What you saw, I exposed them that they don't know what words mean. And then they don't even, what they'll do is if they don't know, they'll be like, what does it mean, dummy? You don't even know.
Right.
You guys don't know what it means. You don't know.
I said, I told you what it meant. I explained you what it meant in the sentence, but I can't verbatimly tell you exactly what it meant. You know, but they never said, oh, damn, we did know what it meant. We did use it in the correct way. You know what I mean? But, you know, that just that bull. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you are putting the fire to the shaft, like the good book says. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. So, like the guy was saying, man, don't be scared to address them. They're addressing you, saying the darkest minds of the light.
No, they're thought she was funny saying the lightest minds of the dark, and she did us a favor because she is light work and she's in the dark and she's over there stranded on Pseudo Killigan's Island, just like the rest of the castaways. But we're gonna give them this work to get them straight, right?
Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying though, the problem, remember how they use your phrase too, that you always say. So they were trying to, let everybody know who they were talking about. So what I'm saying is, hey, you can't be afraid to let them know, hey, yeah, I'm talking about you. And I love the way you're trolling. So like you said, if you keep it on this level right here, it's still professional. You know what I mean? It's not disrespectful. It's really factual. You know what I mean? And it's righteous the way you're doing it. You know what I mean? It's not like you're really, like you said, not really trying to make a mockery out of them. You know what I mean? You're just stating the fact that, hey, you guys do not know what you're talking about. And it's so that is normally when a person attacks me, I kind of go crazy. I spaz and I be like, oh, you ain't finna outro me. You know what I mean? But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my composure, and I'm glad I did that. And I'm glad you noticed that as well. Because I was like, wow. Because me and you have talked before. So, spirituality and things like this, consciousness and stuff is deep to me. You know what I mean? So I really, yes.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but put your email so I can bring you on so sa.neter can interview you too, because you have some great information. I definitely am glad you reminded me. Can you drop it in I think sa.neter's backstage. Can you drop it in the back chat? You see where where it says studio chat? I'm going to put
yes, ma'am.
I'm going to say hello. So drop your email and your contact information, number, everything. We're going to bring you on. Because, see, this is the thing. They're so afraid to venture out into other science besides the stuff that they get straight off Google. Like, they're so scared of it. I respect atheists like Cube. And even, I'm not sure, but I think a lot of the people in the audience are, not a lot, but we have a substantial amount of atheists who tune in, right? But they aren't in a cult. They're not religious with their atheism. They actually, if they're gonna do science, they let science be science. They don't start going crazy and calling people names. And you can tell that who's still church hurt and who's still afraid of the supernatural, and who is actually just an atheist because that's what they decided to do. You know what I mean?
That's right. Exactly right, Nepal. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's common sense. Like when they looked the word up, it was talking about the mind and how you speak with yourself and all of that. They should have internalized what I was trying to let them know. You know what I mean? And for the lady to say that, hey, the word I was telling her about, it's conscious is the root word of that word. No, it's not, miss. You know what I mean? Respectfully. You know, but you can just tell they have an experience. See, okay, Nepal, I know you have many experiences because you're trying to use it in a practical way with the telekinesis and things like that. Because people don't understand that this power that we call God or whatever is something that is a living God. It's something you interact with. You know what I mean? Something you can actually use this power. You can do things. You know, so once you get the understanding, then you get to the next level and and being able to actually use it practically. You see what I'm saying? So when you're thoroughly convinced in your own mind about what's really going on, and that's what they have to understand. You have to be thoroughly convinced in your own mind. No one can convince you. You know, so if you don't look at it, if you don't try to find it, or if you don't look for it, you will never know what it is. You see, because especially you know the scripture in the Bible, the part right that it says that the people had mind has been seared with a hot iron, and I forget the rest of it. That's just one part of it. Do you remember that part?
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know, it is you know that they can never learn nothing, even if they try. They are incapable of learning. Some people are actually incapable of learning this knowledge because it's really not for everybody, Nepal. You know, because you have to go through the heart. I'm sorry, you want to say something? My bad.
No, you're right. No, and I'm going to bring you back on so you can actually show some of the stuff that you talk about in research. I wanted to just thank you, Wisdom Seeker, for joining. Don't be a stranger. I'm going to contact you. We'll contact you before the weekend. sa.neter and I want him to see some of the stuff you teach so you can talk to him as well. Do you have a channel?
Actually, I do. You know, I'm not really that active on it, but I have a whole bunch of videos or whatever of things I've did or whatever. I even have a video about the consciousness and stuff like that, and the difference between the consciousness and conscience. A wisdom show. My channel is called Wisdom Show.
Okay,
that's what it's called.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at that, pass it on to sa.neter, let him see it. Thank you so much for joining. I want to say thank you to everybody who is here late. And it's all love. It really is. I appreciate you sticking with us. And this isn't even just about me. I see so many people who stayed up late for this because we're sick of it. We're sick of Gilligan's Island. Y'all gonna have to. That is why the SS Minnow. We're gonna take it and we're gonna drag it and we're gonna sink it in the center of the ocean. You're never leaving that island. We're gonna stop the Coast Guard from coming there. We're gonna scratch it off the map until you stop pretending and stop being pseudo. You're the pseudos, pretending that you are superior to everyone in science. We're going to keep on busting your piñatas over there. We're going to knock out over all those bamboo beakers and coconut test tubes and coconut test tubes and whatever they're doing over there. Let me get a picture of. Hold on, y'all. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me get a picture of it, please. I got to show you. Professor, let's see the professor's lab. What are they doing over there on the island with Professor? What is the professor doing with his lab? Let me show you.
You're so funny, Nepal. They cannot outro you, I swear. We got to keep doing this.
Let me show you. What in the world are they doing over there with this lab? What are they doing? Look at this. Do you see it? We're gonna have to knock all his little get up. Okay. We're tired of it. We're tired of your speakers and your coconuts and gourds. We're going to come in and stop you. Okay. And about the thing with Chief X, yes, we're supposed to still do that, but we're not gonna do a debate Ascent, or I think it's Ascent to Phoenix. I love that name, by the way. We're going to do a sit down, and we're going to talk about Fermi's paradox. We're going to talk about the position of where the Earth is perfectly positioned in the solar system and different forms of life. I'm glad you said that. Ascent to Phoenix is always so on point. You know what? I also asked them about astrobiology. Astrobiology is not just a study of the earth and the cosmos. It's a study of life on other planets, or the potential of. Stay with me. If we know that we have not yet discovered intelligent life, then why would we have a field of study called astrobiology? If we followed, let me show you the picture. If we followed this professor right here in Gilligan, if we followed them, we would never venture out into new sciences. We would never have created the field of astrobiology. We wouldn't have any studies of the Department of Perceptual Studies over at the University of Virginia. We would just sit still. We wouldn't do anything to go forward and discover things that we do not yet understand, to discover things that we right now call phenomenal. See, this is real science. What they're doing over there on Pseudo Killigan's Island, that's some stuff that that's what you're looking at in the picture. This whole shit's gonna burn up. You can't even use a Bunsen burner with this. You're gonna
Exactly. And that's another scripture too, right? The part that it says that the physical is used so that we can understand the invisible. It actually says that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
you. See? Yeah, I appreciate you too. For real. Thank you.
Oh, isn't this funny, y'all? I just love to get a good laugh. So you don't have to be, you can get a good laugh. I can laugh at myself. I get made fun of. Some of the things was crazy and it's a lie, but some of it is like, damn, they got me. I thought the Muppets thing was funny when they did the Muppets thing, but then when you start calling me Miss Piggy and acting all, now I see that you want me to really get serious and start showing people that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I was letting you live, right? We were letting them live, not just me, you too, because you are one of the darkest minds of the light. Am I still in here? I might not even still be in. Am I still here, y'all? Oh, I am. Okay, by myself. Peace to Minty Hotep. I like that. I like that name, Minty Hotep. I remember you came in with the brother. I can't remember his name, but he was very respectful. Shout out to all of the people who are still here tuning in. Yeah, get a good laugh, because at the end of the day, I can't remember how I said it. What did he say? He said, I can't remember. What did he say? Teodoro. I can't remember. Dang, I'm not going to get it. Y'all scroll back. But I do remember Patricia. Anyway, shout out to the family. Peace to the darkest minds of the light. And of course, peace to those who love being over in the toughest environment to be in. I can't wait to see. Wait, what was it? Tampico, cinnamon. She was saying, I think Queen Throw put in there cinnamon toast. And he was saying Tampico, paredoro. No, tempora parietal. Okay. And somatosensory. Please make a song to that as a hook. I'm going to try. All right. Peace, everybody. Have a good morning, good night. Peace, Queen's Throne. Peace, everybody. This was fun.